let's get started with the Q&A session, guys. Let's go. Finally. But thank you so much for coming over. I appreciate that. Even
no worries, with pleasure.
Even with the problems, always. So, let me start with a little introduction, and then we'll hear it from the man himself. So this is Matt. He likes to develop games with friends. He's been uploading his content, like funny edits and stuff, to YouTube for about 2 years. Has been streaming on YouTube and Twitch, makes avatars, for example. This lovely avatar that we got a little spin around earlier is one that he made by himself. Also builds worlds on VRChat and makes mod packs for Minecraft. I think if I was to go on about all the things you do, we'll be here a while. So I have selected a very few.
Flattering, yes.
I've selected a very few things
totally
to mention.
Fine.
But yeah,
I'm sure we'll go through them anyway.
That's true. We'll go through them anyway. We'll be here a while. So,
all right. I'll try to keep it well-rounded and not derail. First question. All right.
First question.
So honestly, I kind of threw myself into it, content creation. I think probably when I was 12 or 13 or something like that. I started making Roblox games, specifically SCP related. I thought they were just peak horror at the time, and it was such a huge universe to expand upon. It kind of just seemed up my alley, Some of them could even reality blend. That sounds pretty cool. So looking back, they were kind of like haunted house rides that occasionally broke, but to be fair, I was kind of proud of them. I would say I still am proud of them. As for what inspired me, honestly, I am not sure, but I think it was a lot of things that amounted to it eventually, like school not clicking. Sometimes just struggled to feel at home in the classroom, and then the internet kind of became a thing, and here I am constantly, essentially living on the PC, whilst teachers at my school didn't even know how to open up or use Word. So
how to turn a Word document into a PDF? They don't know. The classic.
Yeah, stuff like that, Or then asking us to edit the PDF file. What am I supposed to do with that? So yeah. At first, I didn't have some big dreams of becoming a creator. I just wanted to prove mostly myself, but also my parents, that content creation is something I want to do. I want to pursue. I don't want to have a career in a sense of in a professional way. I guess I just kind of want to wing it, do what I can, and see what I can achieve, I guess. If it I realized this a few days ago. But when I was 12 or 13, I forgot that I ended up using FaceRig. So I'm not gonna lie, I was the type of guy who bullied VTubers at first, but then there was me, 13 years old, using a Doge avatar to make videos. Terrible ones, by the way. So I'll out myself for that. I don't think anyone knew I used to do that, but yeah, whoops. I think that's it, though.
So you wait, hold on. So you said many things, but one thing really stood out to me. You said you used to bully VTubers?
Oh, well, not bully them. Okay, well, I'm gonna say a lot of big words that have no value. No. Kind of make fun of them, I guess. Yeah, but here I am now, to be fair. I guess I make fun of myself still, to be honest. Well, I guess nothing changed. Never mind.
For Matt too.
Full circle, yeah.
Full circle moment.
Full circle.
Now you guys get to make fun of Matt. No, I'm joking. Next question. Okay, so that's interesting. I think a lot of people that I have talked to who are younger, including myself, we kind of grew up on the internet, always doing stuff on the internet, making things, writing stories, whatever the fuck, fan fiction. And then of course you you want to keep continuing to do that, and then some of us are lucky enough to be able to do that somewhat in a professional manner.
Let's try. Sometimes, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
and if you can, you should.
So let's move into the next question. What kind of content do you make, and what platforms are you most active on?
Probably It is quite a bit. Like I like making games that can involve a lot of things, like texturing, drawing, whatever. I just like making video games. I like making mod packs as well because those give me a bit more creative freedom since it's stuff is a bit easier to accomplish then. But I do create content on several platforms, TikTok and YouTube. You can find edited clips from my Twitch stream, so that would be a third. So I've been streaming less, honestly. Since I've had some difficulties with some dev team recently. I don't know if anyone who's watching this think God damn, what I'm a bit of a mess, but I'm sure we'll talk about it in a bit. As for art though, I really like drawing characters. So sometimes I like draw on Hello Paint. I have a bit of a small community there. It's just a massive canvas that anyone can draw on, and then post those pictures onto DeviantArt or Pinterest, like posters as well. I guess I love making posters. Like on Blender, making some renders of myself, or going to a VR chat world, taking some silly pictures and then posting those. I don't know if VR chat would count for worlds and avatars. I've been thinking about publishing this avatar as well. Some other worlds that I discontinued but still use to this day. There are a few still. Oh god damn. There's a fandom page as well, if that counts, because I have a mod pack and mod that is published on CurseForge. I still use it to this day because, well, I actually recently uploaded another mod for my mod pack, so I have to keep on updating that fandom page.
You see how it's like.
Also...
You see how it's like.
Like, I mean, I say it's like so much, but then at the same time, you gotta think about how I, actually spend time with those things, because there's Instagram and X as well, but most of the time it's just personal stuff or stupid memes that people make of me. But then there's also Discord, which I practically live on.
Yeah, I fully understand. I do have a follow-up question, but before that, I want to say thank you for the follow to Love Potato. Thank you for coming on over. Oh,
thank you.
See, we have a wow for you, I think, by Bandit.
Oh.
Because of all the things you're doing. Wow.
Oh.
So, okay, let's do this. Let's try and organize your answer a little. So you've been pretty much making stuff for a very long time. Which platforms have you created most stuff for?
That's gonna sound weird, but it's probably Roblox, actually. Like, if I had to give one answer, Roblox. Yeah, which is a bit embarrassing because most people don't see it as a game engine, which is totally
are you
valid.
Joking? But Roblox is so cool. It took over the internet with Dress to Impress for months.
You'll meet a lot of people who take it as a bit of a struggle to take the engine seriously. But no, it's not that much more different than Unity or something like that.
That explains why you have so much intuitive understanding when it comes to making stuff.
Yeah, it definitely helped. Yeah, 100%. There's similarities for sure.
And for how long? Since when have you been making stuff on Roblox? I'm assuming you made games there.
Yeah, it was must have been 13. I don't know. I really like making survival games or RPGs sometimes, but I never published those.
Everyone wipe your tears.
Yeah, crazy stuff.
Wow, at 13 making games on Roblox. Wow. Do you know what I did when I was 13? Yet, so. I was learning not to eat my boogers. I'm sorry. Moving on.
It's fine. I was an outcast. I'm sure we had some good things.
What were you guys doing when you were 13? Which one of you were big brain enough to be making games on Roblox? That's insane.
I mean, you gotta keep in mind, I was 13. I was stupid. It sounds all cool and well, but if you were to look at those are a bit more questionable.
But I don't think that matters. I think kind of at that age is where you learn a lot of your skills, and it doesn't really matter if you made a great amazing thing, as long as you spent hours doing the thing, so you learn those skills and techniques.
That definitely does matter, but maybe I judge myself too harshly, or others for that as well. A bit too much. Maybe.
It's okay. Full circle moments. So, I do want to ask you, was there So like clearly it has now become so that you want to, like, for example, with the VTuber model and now with the worlds that you publish on VR chat and the community you're building on your Discord and YouTube, you do want to, like, at least give it an honest try, right? Like, to
Yeah, for sure.
So was there like a moment where you felt like you want to do this seriously or give it a go?
Yeah, that was. I mean, I think the most serious moment I ever had was like around 6 or 8 months ago, where I decided that I'm actually going to drop out of school to, I don't know, have a part-time job and also be working on this constantly, which has definitely made a change in the way I'm able to make content and has broadened my horizons a bit more. And I've been able to work with more people than I expected and do quite a bit more than I thought as well. So it's not like it's not working. I think I just need time. Yeah, I always wanted to do this. I felt like. So dropped out of school and here I am.
Very cool. That is also very strange for me to say. Honestly, I think if this is not, I fully realize, not the platform for me to talk about what I think, because I really want to hear about what you think. But I think if you're thinking of dropping out of school, my opinion, don't do it. Get through school.
Yeah. We could all agree on that.
If you can get through school, try and get through school.
Definitely.
But how has the journey so far treated you? Like, since you had the moment, how have things been?
So terribly, but also amazing in a weird way. Like, on the good side, I've gotten to talk to people I used to look up to. People I never thought I'd even get a chance to interact with. That's how I even see it. Like, sometimes I put people on a bit of a pedestal. Just being recognized by them.
Trust me, I know.
Felt like surreal. Oh yeah, I'm sure you do.
Trust me, I know.
You would definitely know already. Yeah, like that environment where you inspire each other and motivate each other. Like, those moments kind of made it feel worth it, because you were able to go onto any platform and find those people who are still passionate about it and share your vision with them. It'll go back and forth, which felt incredible. But even though on the good side, there are like, you're still surrounded by so many people, it still feels incredibly isolating. There's so many ups and downs, and sometimes stuff can go really fast. People come and go, stuff like that. Sure. But maybe there's a bit of a more personal issue of mine, because there are so many things I want to do. So I have to rely on people to make some visions come true, and sometimes that doesn't completely work out, which is frustrating.
Yeah.
I would say that's one of the more worst things in this adventure so far. Yeah. Isolating, unfortunately.
That is also somewhat of a constant when it comes to like content creation, right? Like, you will have ups and downs and lulls and moments where you are going through a slump personally and then you recover from it. Like, it's a very it not only does it not pay your salary at the end of the month in a consistent way, it also does, like, your productivity is also like affected by so many external causes that are out of your control. Like, for example,
absolutely.
I want to hear about your opinions, but me personally, I don't really work with anyone. I do everything myself. Not because I don't want to work with people, but because I find it more reliable to do the things as they come to me easy, instead of also taking on the executive work to then coordinate with someone, right? Like, I'd be like, hey, you have time for this, and then you have to send a thing, you have to change another thing. And that is also work. And I think I'd rather just do it myself. And still,
totally get that.
Even still, I'm at the mercy of the platforms. Because, like,
you absolutely are.
You have like the events that happen on certain months and you get more income, and then certain months you don't. Sometimes they change the algorithms of the platforms, and shit that used to work like a month ago doesn't work anymore.
It's certainly unpredictable.
it's like
Yep.
you are affected by a lot of external causes, even if you manage to stay consistent, which is also difficult.
Yeah, definitely.
But you wanted to say something.
Yeah, no, I've quite a bit to add to that, I think, because this is maybe a bit unrelated, but it will give you like a good perspective on how seriously I want to work with people. Like every day, literally, almost every day, even today, even yesterday, even the day before, people come up to me to ask me like questions about how to start a game, or they have a question about a specific system, how to make a framework, how to start modeling, how to find other people to work with, and I never see them follow through. It is so annoying. Because I feel like they could even do it. I think that's one of the more worst things, because I totally see that they can do it and then they don't end up doing it. And then you spend all this time and energy into something you thought was possible, but then because of something you can't control, it doesn't go through, which is frustrating. And it makes you think about if content creation is even worth it. I will go so far as to say that, because the more I worked on this, the more I realized how different you can be as a content creator, because there are so many niches. And no matter how much you wonder about those what ifs, I probably wouldn't have been happier doing anything else. So, I love doing this. So maybe one day I'll look back and realize it was all worth it, hopefully. That's my answer to that.
Okay.
It really makes you question if this was worth it sometimes.
So I feel like I have something to add here. I think the frustration, correct me if I'm wrong, with these sort of projects that seem to be somewhat on the visionary side, somewhat complicated, somewhat, it will take some time to see the goals. And working on these sorts of big projects is always daunting and can always feel discouraging, because you never frequently see results or progress, especially as you work on them day to day, because it feels like you're doing the same thing, even though you're making small improvements.
Definitely.
So the way I deal with this, I wouldn't say it's advice. The way I deal with this is to make sure that your big projects are sandwiched with smaller projects. So
I agree.
The small ones you finish, and then you get to feel that sense of accomplishment, like I did a thing, and then you kind of use that energy that you gain and then continue to use it on your bigger projects, because they really do feel like you're taking really, really small steps towards something grand. And yeah, I definitely agree with this feeling. And I don't know, I think it makes the current environment makes it even harder, because you're constantly getting hit with instant gratification.
Yep.
So you, in a certain way, because of social media, get so used to the instant gratification that when it takes 2-3 months to work on something, it feels literally like torture, like you're not making any progress.
Yeah, it hurts genuinely. Yeah.
Yeah. But whether it's worth it is always a difficult question to answer.
Yeah. No, that's why you should finish school and whatnot and see if you can do it professionally, and because it's reliable. But everyone is forced to work there in such an environment. But here it's all, shoot offs and Western shit. I mean, you will never know what happens.
I think I'm going to talk about this a little extensively with the next guest as well. So I'm going to be speaking with Ken Arashi 2 weeks later, and he's, I think, if I'm not wrong, 31 or 32 years old, and he's been making content for, I think, about 5 years. He's been streaming for a long time as well. And when I was initially running through the questions with him, one thing we talked about was how difficult it is to work with the young audience you find creating content here, because they have really no, not only do they, by no fault of their own, do they not lack the discipline, they also don't have, like, there's no reason for them to be consistent, because, like, why? They probably have they have another thing working in the background. They probably don't see, like, this as a long-term thing. They do it while it's fun. And on top of that, I think
Absolutely.
one thing we really talked about was, outside of discipline, is maturity. Because even now, like, I really want to praise you here. Because, like, we had a bit of an incident, right? I had to start the stream about an hour early. You weren't here. Something happened to you, and I didn't hear from you for a while. And, like, the way to go about this is to not to toot my own horn, but I started the stream on time, and I told everyone, hey, I'm not sure what's going on with Matt. I'm trying to talk to him. We'll just stay here for 45 minutes, see what happens, turn fucking fishing on, keep you entertained. And when I did hear from you, I also didn't, correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm sorry if you did feel pressured. I tried not to. I tried to tell you, hey, if you want to reschedule, we can. Like, I don't want you to come.
Absolutely.
If you're, like, if you're in the middle of a situation. And to go about this way, you need a certain level of maturity. You have to have had incidents like this in a professional setting where things don't go the way you plan. And then you still need to be able to operate from... oh my god. I was in corporate for a while. My apologies. You still need to operate from, like, a point of, like, empathy, because, like, shit happens to people. Things don't go the way that you want. And... you need to, like,
which is fine.
people in HR like to say, you need to pivot. And if you are, like, maybe if you were younger and inexperienced, it could have gone badly. Like, for example, could have been like, oh, is he dead? Why is he not showing up? This is really unprofessional. I told you to be here on time. Like, there's so many ways this could have gone badly. And you could have also chosen not to show up, but you did.
That is true.
Right? So...
yeah.
Like, it's a lot of things. It's a lot of, like, it's the maturity, it's the discipline, and then also I think ultimately it comes down to the person themselves.
Yeah.
Because, like...
yeah, I agree. You have to trust each other.
You have to trust each other, and then you just have to be not a douchebag. And unfortunately, a lot of people are.
I guess that is very difficult to do, unfortunately. Sometimes it sure is. But no, staying open and honest with everyone and yourself is, I mean, you'll avoid 90, 95, 99% of your problems, honestly.
Yes. Just don't be a dickhead.
No
problem. It's easy peasy. Just don't be an ass. But before I move on to the next question, I want to talk to the chat a little bit. Mr. Meow, very earlier, I think you sent this comment. When I say comment, oh my god, chat. When we were talking about Matt, like, making Roblox games when he was 13, saying sculpt the mind young, and I agree. Yes.
Sculpt the mind young.
Yes. In Singular, there's actually a phrase, and I try to translate it the best I can. It said that a young mind is like a wet brick, and you can shape with it, you can mold it any way you want.
Yeah.
And Nibel was asking, I think, where he can go to your VR chat worlds. So, is there any way that you can share this? Like, if people want to check out your VR chat worlds, how can they do that?
Probably just search up my name, and you'll find probably like a few websites that lead to my VR chat group. And once you have my VR chat profile open, you will see a bunch of worlds, I hope. And then you can check them out whenever you want. It should be pretty easy, I hope.
Search his username on VR chat, and you should find him.
All of my names are now the same, fortunately. Most of them, I think. So the important ones anyway. So you should find it.
I think we have... Nebel in the chat has also tried to make a Roblox game. I encourage you. You can learn a lot from literally doing anything you feel like you want to try. Like, try everything once.
That includes Roblox. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so next most wonderful question. What was the most challenging part when you started?
That is a wonderful question. I personally never had that much trouble with motivation or anything like that, which I think is a common answer. So I thought I've mentioned that already. I think what I found the most difficult part is having to work with others. So I hate to be that guy who answers the same question again with the same answer.
No,
but
I think it's valid.
Damn. Yeah, no. I mean, I was younger, so sometimes I didn't even know how to properly talk to people. Maybe there were some major miscommunication errors. I probably wasn't totally honest the entire time. But now it's different, of course. You know, I'm a bit more experienced. I have a bit more direction, I guess, as well. So it's difficult to find like-minded people who have like a sense of direction as well, who want to achieve like many things and are actually dedicated to do it, and not just say that they want to make a game, but also then
that aren't just
pick
doing
up
like
Blender,
field
start
research.
Unity. yeah. I mean, there's so much yapping, but like no walking down. Like it's frustrating. Yeah, no, it's very difficult to find good people, especially in such a creative space, because you don't only have to be friends with each other to make this really, really work so well, but you have to be able to rely on each other, trust each other, and work together.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the difficult things.
Yeah. Okay. So Gamer Wolf says, by the way, Matt once rode a bicycle almost to his death. I actually watched that stream, or at least here's what I saw. Don't say a word. Let me. Okay. That stream he was streaming on his phone, okay, that was mounted on his bike, and half the time it was just a still screen because there was no connection.
Yeah,
and then as you watch this,
in the middle of nowhere.
I think your audio came through though. That was like the funniest part. Like the video is stuck, and I can still hear you like heaving, breathing, saying something. I have to keep going. Oh my god, I'm almost there. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, we have to go on for like another 2.5 hours, something like that. And then for a moment, the video would come through, and it'll be like shaky.
Yeah. I kind of expected it, yeah.
But I did watch that. It was
ridiculous.
Crazy. It was a bit unhinged.
It was really stupid.
By the way, hi Matt. How are you? Haven't seen you in a while. Say hi to Game Wolf. Hi, Game Wolf.
Oh, hello, Wolf. That is true. I haven't spoken to him in a while. I hope you're doing well.
Okay, so how has your content style changed or improved since you began?
I've always been trying to try new things. I find it important to be able to, if you want to be the boss and you want to be able to make great things, you gotta at least know a bit about everything. So, I started off making games on Roblox, and then eventually now I work on Unity and Blender and make games here and trying to actually monetize myself. So, has it changed that much? Probably not. Like the way I approach projects or anything else really is just trying to see how efficient I can be and what I can improve in. So, it's watching a bunch of YouTube tutorials and asking a bunch of advice from other people, sometimes in a professional environment, sometimes it was just, going onto Discord servers and seeing what else people are doing. I always try to find like collaborators. I think I love collaboration, by the way. Working with people, like, I know it's very frustrating to work with people sometimes, but honestly, nothing else makes you feel as good as being able to collaborate with others and, just
this
achieve
is
more.
Actually how we met too, like Low Drop.
Yeah, no, I remember. Yeah. Which is funny because at the time I wasn't even looking to work with anyone.
You don't think it has changed a lot?
I don't think so. No, I've always been very serious about it. I mean, hey, it led me to drop out of school, right? So I think it makes sense. Never making my homework.
Matt, I have the feeling Sajani doesn't recognize me. Are you Wolfie? Is that you? Because you go by Wolfie. Because I don't remember this username of yours. Because if you're Wolfie, then I know you. Of course I know you. No? Fuck! Oh shit.
It's a big green Nova beast, pretty much.
Wait,
if that were to help.
That is you. But okay, ignore that guy. Anyway. Moving on.
Okay, so we're moving along.
We are actually coming in close to the end of the first section, which is the introduction. So I'm gonna go ahead and ask the wrap-up question to someone who's watching the stream or the VOD right now on YouTube or on Twitch or on TikTok, who wants to be a VTuber. What is one thing they should keep in mind always?
Ooh, that is a good question. I think it's there's so many tiny things, but I'm sure there's one like good answer. So I think you should always be like open to try anything with other people, because I see a lot of people, that includes myself sometimes, being very gatekeepy. But you should always be open to like try stuff with other people. I feel like you can just learn so much from that. I know it's a very short answer, but like that is the best one, honestly. Maybe it's just me panicking because I can't come up with anything.
What gatekeepy?
Well, gatekeepy as in like they won't even try to like make a serious effort in like working together, even though they did mention it. Like there's a certain distance that you just, it feels like you can't properly connect with them, even if they might seem interested to work with you. It's weird. I don't know. It's like the relationship is based on just trying to reach a goal without putting that much effort into it. Yeah. That's a good way to put it.
I suddenly feel self-conscious. Are you talking about me?
What? No. No, I'm not talking about you.
Because wait, hold on. Let me explain why I feel this way. Because like when Matt and I met, we had just both started streaming on Twitch, and I remember we were like, let's get to affiliate, and like we did a lot of collabs at that time. And then I think since, to be fair, I haven't streamed VR chat a lot since. I do the bit by bit Q&As, and I like just kind of eventually like gradually like moved out of doing public lobbies, and I just didn't do that many VR streams afterwards. So it's not about me, is it? You're not talking about me, are you? I mean, you're
no. I mean, I could really give a lot of better examples, to be honest.
Oh, don't. I do not want to instigate drama. Do not tell me names. I don't want to know. Tell me later in private.
No, I do have some pretty good advice, though. I don't know if some of it might seem like pretty simple. As an example, you know, not comparing yourself to others. It's very easy to look at bigger VTubers and think that you just need to be like them. Like you have to be, there's so much more to it, because what really matters is staying true to yourself, which sounds very cheesy, but your uniqueness is your strength, and your audience will connect with you for who you are, not because you're trying to be someone else after all. So as for my first answer, because I felt like that was a bit vague for Sajini, I guess. Don't be deceived when people talk about like how much effort it takes to do something incredible, because I see a lot of people say I think VR shit is a good example, because a lot of people say they made VR shit avatars when it was just a retexture, or they have made so many things, but at the same time they can't hold true to their word. Like the truth is, a lot of things are easier than they seem if you actually put your mind to it. People often make things sound impossible, but most of the time it's just a matter of starting and figuring out as you go. Like the best time is to begin now. Another thing I see people say a lot is, I'll do it later because it's more efficient later, which sounds nice and all, it makes sense, but at the same time you have a finite amount of time, so you might as well start now, because it just doesn't, if you think about it, it really doesn't make sense to be starting later when life is so unpredictable. You might not even ever end up starting, which would be the biggest shame and the biggest regrets you might have.
Yeah, and if you really want to be a VTuber, the best way is to just start. Press the fucking go stream button and get started. There's no better advice. If you want to do it, try it.
Yeah.
Don't go in trying to be like the next best fucking thing because you'll just get your hopes and dreams crushed and you'll feel like everything in life betrayed you, and like you feel like so many people I talk to who are like smaller streamers that feel like, oh, the people don't want to watch like small streamers, or like I only have one viewer. Be realistic, but try it. If you want to do it, try it, and then you'll know whether it's for you
Definitely.
or not after trying.
Yeah, don't wait for the microphone. Don't wait for that webcam. It's just nice to have it then, and it will be nicer to have those things and be straight like doing it then. But just starting off now is much better. It just makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that is the end of the first section, and I would like to take a little break, drink some water. Thank you so much for your answers, Matt.
Oh,
thank you
you
for being here.
You're
And
so welcome.
yeah, I'm honored to have you.
Thank you, Sajini.
So, on that note, I usually like to, whenever I finish a section, open up to the chat. So, those of you who are listening in, anything that we talked about so far that you were curious about, please let us know, and we'd be happy to entertain you before we move into the next section. To tell you a little bit about the next section and about Bit by Bit itself. The program has 4 sections. We do an introduction, deep dive section on collaboration, and then ending notes, which is, hold on, goals for the future. So those are the 4 sections of a usual Bit by Bit program, and we are wrapping up this section on introductions. How about my rejected question? No, it's rejected for a reason. So it is you. It is you.
Okay.
I think on my side we talked about like a bunch of interesting things, I think.
I think so as well. Yeah, it's been a pleasure. And you know, my heart rate is accelerated. I'm breathing harder. I'm nervous. I'm practically vibrating, but this is fun.
You're doing really well. I wouldn't know you were vibrating. But this does happen to Matt often.
Yeah.
But to be fair, this is also like your normal state of existence. Like anytime I see you, you're like bouncing off the roof.
That is true. There's some truth in that.
So always like buzzing with ideas and things you want to do. It's just like bouncing on stars all the time.
Yeah, there's no other way to do it.
But how are you feeling now? Like we're about, I don't know, like about 30, 40 minutes in. You're less nervous?
That's not bad time. Yeah, I mean, maybe. Yeah, I'm a bit worried about the other questions, but I guess we'll see how well I answer those.
We've been doing really well. We've been doing really well. You had very
it's been going very well. I agree.
Okay, Wolfie is saying that he likes your new Avi. Feel when I stop seeking for something, it automatically gets achieved. Loof, yes. This is how it works. That is just true. And I have an example.
Yeah.
I used to worry about my viewer count a lot. And I like, you know how people say like turn it off and don't look at it? This just doesn't work for me because I end up looking anyway. Then I just decided like I'm just not gonna care about it. I'm like, end of the day, I appreciate and love all of you who are watching, but really who I'm interacting with are the people in the chat, right? And as long as there's like 2-3 people that talk to me, it doesn't really matter, and it's again out of my control. So now I just like have it on all the time and it doesn't bother me. So as long as I like stopped looking, it got better. And actually my numbers have improved too. Not that it matters, but it's been better. Yeah, the moment you stop chasing, it comes to you. It's true. Have you had some
Don't
water?
expect it, like you had said. No. That's why I'm really looking forward to this break. My mouth is really dry.
We are on the break. This is the break.
We are? Damn.
This is the break.
Okay, I'll be right back. Dude, I'm gonna. Oh my god, dude, I'm dying over here.
If you want to walk off stream, that's totally fine. I shall entertain you meanwhile. Come here in the middle. You guys don't remember but you matter, or matter? Oh, as in Matt? You matter? Like, was that a pun? Was that a pun? Was that what that was? No, you matters. Who is this handsome guy next to the nugget girl? Oh, this is Matt. He's currently gonna go and fetch some water. We are on break, entertaining the chat at the moment. He is our guest for today, and I'd like to show you something. If you give me a moment. Let's see. That's Matty. That's true. That is Matt. I want to show you something. I say while I make you wait. How are you guys enjoying the no music? How are you enjoying the silence in the background?
I am alive.
Oh, welcome back. I hope you
Thank
have
you.
secured some water.
Yes. In my
Good.
stomach anyway. Jesus, that already feels better.
Have you eaten something?
That is a good question. I don't think I have yet. But
Okay.
it's fine. It's no big deal.
Is there anything you can like grab for like a snack at home? Because like we finish the next section, we'll take a little break. Maybe you could like eat something.
I guess I can, yeah. I can definitely go make a sandwich or something for sure. Thank
Okay,
you.
good. I don't want you to be empty stomach. Empty stomach.
Yeah, I wouldn't want that either.
Okay, here we go.
I'm already doing so well.
Here's what I wanted to show you. This is the program for February, and you are watching Matt right now. And on the 15th, we will have Ken Arashi join us for a similar Q&A session. But like I said, he has been a VTuber for about 5 years now. And has gone through a selected, arrangement of different VTuber models. And I think he has a lot to say about like VTuber agencies and kind of the career progression of someone who wants to be a VTuber. So do look forward to that happening on the 15th. But I think on that note, we should be able to get back to the rest of the questions.
Sounds good.
I hear my voices in my head. Oh God, are you okay? Matulives, how do you pronounce that?
Yeah, you should definitely find a doctor for that.
How do you say your username actually?
Huh. My name?
Yeah, your username, Matulives.
Matulives.
Matulives. I've always read that as lives because you live stream.
I know. Most people do, yeah. Whoops.
Whoops. All right, let's do a little
name.
bit of centering. Come a little bit towards me.
Close enough?
Yes, perfect. Thank you.
Awesome.
I'd like to do a little bit of flying. Give me a moment to get the camera perfect. There we go. Yeah, accurately centered. All right. They say to eat and to play Minecraft, so I do so. The voices in your head. So now we learned another thing. You say Matthew lives, not lives.
I guess so. A bit late, but I guess there was time for it anyway.
Yeah,
Jesus.
maybe I should ask people. So, what's your name first? Before I take them out
that is very smart.
for dinner. I mean, I've always just called you Matt. Like, I've never tried to read your username.
Matt. Yeah, I prefer it anyway. Matt is better.
Okay, so shall we move on to the next section? The deep dive.
Oh, that sounds scary. Let's go for it.
Dive. Yeah, okay. What's your favorite? what's your favorite platform to create on and why? Now you can't say Roblox.
No. I do have a... yeah, I'll mix it up. We'll mix it up. Don't worry. It's YouTube. 100%. Obviously, even I would say with YouTube, you can do so many things. You can show off whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. You can do with as many people you want. You can start streaming. You can make videos. If you made a game, you can promote it there. It is the perfect platform for, I think, anyone. I don't see how you could go wrong with it. Doesn't matter what profession you're in. Doesn't matter what you like doing. YouTube is like a great go-to place to go to, share it. It's a really good way to like build community.
Yes, we have Ardok in the chat saying that love how animated the eyes are. That's because you have face tracking.
Ah, yes, yeah.
Yes, face tracking.
Dude,
you should get up closer to the camera and do some face tracking.
So everything does track my eyes, each individual eyelid, my you can even look at my pupils. It can dilate, so whatever. I have a bunch of stuff. The cigarette moves my lips even, so it all took a very long time, and it was very painful to do. But here we are.
Yep. Face tracking.
Good show. Yeah, no, I love the face. The face is like the most important thing to me on an avatar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember we talked about this some time ago, and I was telling you how much I like my face has no expressions whatsoever. And you were like, yeah. Are you sure you like that? Don't you want to fix that? Like, it's so dead face, like stone face. And I'm like, no, it's like
kind of
that.
Funny though.
I don't know. I mean, if you say so, it's funny. I like not having my expressions show on my face. Like, you can never tell what I'm thinking. It's fucking Houdini shit.
Honestly, it is hilarious seeing you stone-faced.
Mm-hmm. Right. So YouTube. You love YouTube.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, it is also the platform that you have the biggest following on, isn't it?
That probably has something to do with that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that something has something to do with that. Have you been successful at monetizing YouTube? Because that is a grind.
No.
But can you tell us
it's a long
process
grind.
of monetization on YouTube? What you have to hit?
Yeah. So you can certainly start making money at 500 subs and after a certain amount of watch time. I think it was 500 subscribers with 2,000 hours. I am not sure. And then to probably get monetized to get ad revenue, which is the way you will mostly make money at first, is to hit 1,000 subscribers with 4,000 hours of watch time, or have 1 million views with shorts, I believe, and still having 1,000 subs. So good luck. It'll take a while.
Yeah, it's a grind over there on YouTube if you want to make money.
It's terrible. Twitch is great though.
Twitch is great in that way, but it can be better.
It certainly can.
For example,
can always be better.
Maybe let's do not a 50-50 revenue split. How's that?
Yeah, that is a lot. That hurts, honestly. Jesus.
Yeah, especially for small creators. Excuse my hair. How do you keep your audience engaged across different platforms? Because you mentioned 20.
The thing is, I don't. Dude, I'm really, really bad at advertising, keeping them engaged. I just kind of do whatever I want and then make everything click together by adding links and branding. Branding for me, for that reason, is extremely important. When people see something, they should immediately know I made it. It's with my mod pack as well. It has a bunch of links everywhere, but it's of course beautifully made in my opinion. But everywhere you go, where you see my stuff, I always try to dish out high quality content. As for my streams, not that much, but when it comes to games and whatnot, definitely. I think that's a product I sell pretty much. Why I even had an audience in the first place. They come back for that and stick around to see what I make. So I guess that is how I try to do it. There are definitely better ways, and I'll try different ways now. Because I do want to be recognized a bit more. It's something I struggle with, so I'll try. Mm-hmm. I'll try that.
And how do you manage to balance streaming with creating content on other platforms? And the thing with Matt is that when I say creating content on other platforms, it's a fucking plethora. This includes game dev, mods that you make for Minecraft and VR chat, like the worlds, the avatars.
Definitely.
Like, how do you also stream while you do all of this? How do you balance this?
It has to do with a lot of trust in other people because I don't make a lot of things on my own. I am the owner of a lot of things, but that doesn't mean I'm working on them 24/7. In fact, recently I had like a developer team for BioBlaze, and I had to pay a bunch of people to work on other things. Some in assets, like I think the past 2 months I spent like 2K just trying to pay off people constantly, and I don't want to do that much anymore. Like I said, I really do want to try to reach out to people more and then make money from it if I can. What's the question again? I lost track.
How do you manage to balance streaming with all of the other content creation?
Yeah, it did go like that, having to rely on other people so that stuff is made in the background. But I don't know. It had to do with staying up every night and every day, streaming during the day and then working at the night. But of course, not at eternity too. I did have to sleep sometimes, so it was rough. It is rough. It's difficult because you're stuck in this mortal shell with so many ambitions, and then you can only do one thing at a time with these two hands. And then that's why I find it so important to collaborate with people to have stuff done.
Mm-hmm.
You just working with other people really helps.
Okay, so that's how you balance all of your ambitious projects. You just pass the baton.
Pretty much, yeah. It has to be done. There's no other choice, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. And what has been your biggest challenge growing a community? What has been tough? Because, like, from what I'm hearing from you so far, a lot of the work that you do is dependent on you building a community. So, what has been tough? I know earlier you told us. So one thing is clear, that you find like working with people difficult because they do not sometimes share the same, aspirations, values, do not have the same inspiration, energy whatsoever. So outside of that, what has been difficult? Like if you could point out a few things.
Yeah, it can get rather personal at times because I love making like connections with people on like a deeper level if I can. That's why I mentioned like being friends with these kind of people who you have to work with is so important. It doesn't only make the process more fun, but you can really rely on each other more. So it's been difficult to balance that and finding people who are interested in that as well and not just in their own interests. That has been the toughest thing because it's not so much of an issue about like people trusting in me to make good things, and they do stick around. People have for years, sometimes even. But it's about like finding more people who, who still want to stick around because, I mean, I think because most people stick around is because there's a deeper connection. Like they see that I try to add value to it, and then, I might become friends with them, and then we start working together a bit or talk to each other, play games, whatever. But I'm not able to balance my viewers with like personal relationships. Like I'm really bad at that. So that's why a lot of people can go all the time. It's difficult to actually grow like meaningfully. On like a bigger scale, of course.
No, I think you are talking about something very honest here, and how like it's almost like a vulnerable thing to talk about for a lot of small streamers, and also especially younger streamers. I think this happens because most people that I did interview so far, I think except for a rare few, really used streaming as a way to make friends. And like they play games together and they really build friendships here, and this is possible as long as you don't really feel the pressure to perform content wise with the people that you do this thing with, right? As long as you can bear the rut of like your material performing or the viewership showing up or making the money or whatsoever, this does not affect your relationship with the people. But often when you are a smaller creator, this is not the case.
It is not.
So you can really get into a difficult position by doing collaborations as well. And I think more so if you are smaller. So That is very true. As for what to do to avoid it, I think we talked about this earlier. Just don't be a douchebag, cause like that's
Yeah,
it.
please, goodness.
That's it.
A lot of people will make compromises in any relationship, but sometimes it's way too much. Like, just please be open and honest. Please don't make the things more difficult. Oh my goodness, please. If you
And
don't like
also,
something, say it.
exactly. And we talked about this kind of extensively some long time ago, but I think this still counts. A lot of people, when they show you support, if they are a streamer themselves as well, or if they make content, if they're a YouTuber or whatever, they do that really with like an expectation of receiving something in return. Whether it is that
Definitely.
they like constantly tell you that like this person helped me do this or do that, or whether like I don't know, like there's always like strings attached to the support you get if you are getting the support from your own community. And I think this is a very, very bad thing. If you want to show support to someone, cut the strings. Don't like do that expecting another thing in return, because I think that really makes like your intentions of support like inauthentic. And it just creates like a really like negative relationship for you with other people that you go to. Like every time you go to like you send a raid over to another creator and like you're now expecting they follow you or they give you a shout out, like that's that's like a really terrible thing, because they are not obliged to return your kindness. Like that's not how it works. If you want to give something to someone, really let it go and give it to the person. Don't expect a thing in return. And I think I remember I talked about this with Felix some time ago. So he had a friend who likes to gift him games on Steam and gets upset if Felix doesn't gift games back. And they'll be like,
Boy.
oh, I sent you a this and that, but you never sent me anything. Okay, but then why did you send me a thing in the first place? You should have just got it for yourself if you wanted a thing.
That is such a weird issue. That is so weird.
And
That's crazy.
That's even okay. So this goes to a spiritual level as well, because like people do charity thinking that that like for good karma, or like you get something in return if you do charity. If you give like $10 to this person, you get $100 later. Are you okay? Just give the $10, not to get another 100 in return. What's wrong with you? Just or like it's so crazy. It's like investing in something. Don't. If you want to invest, go to a bank or buy some stock. Like, come on, be honest. Like, check yourself, man. I really.
Yeah, you're not being.
Yeah. You're being very disingenuous.
Yeah, no. Even just with yourself, like, it's such a weird issue. Like to hear it even like from you right now, that Felix, who probably is an older guy compared to me, I'm sure he's a great fella. That the thing that this is even a problem at people around this age. Crazy. Like,
yeah, I don't know. Maybe this was a few years ago. Maybe this was a few years ago. Maybe this was when they were younger. But still, like, I think that's a very terrible way to go about gifting something to someone. Like, if you want to show support, like, be honest about it and don't expect it in return. And I think I am like this. If I show someone support, if I send someone something, it is yours. Do whatever the fuck. I don't care. You don't even have to talk to me afterwards or whatever. I feel nothing towards it. But I always feel like very crushed by the pressure of receiving things from people, because I know that like not everybody feels the same way I do. Like some time ago, a friend that I met here while streaming was like, hey, Sajini, it's, I don't know, Christmas. Can I send you a Christmas gift on Steam? And I was like, no, please don't. Thank you.
That is so sad though. Oh man.
And unless like I really know you as a person and I know that like whatever I receive from you is going to be like stringless, I will always refuse help. Cause I like there are some crazy people here, man. Like they feel so entitled.
Yeah. I love parasocial relationships and stuff like that. Yep.
Yeah, that's why I became a VTuber, because I love parasocial relationship building.
Yeah, no, it's crazy how it is. How like the thing is that they justify it in their head, so you
Yeah,
gotta keep
I
that
did
in
this
mind
and I
that
did that, so I deserve this and I deserve
yep,
that.
so I deserve it. Yeah, it is crazy. But I think it might be a more common problem. The thing is that if you think something is not worth doing and you expect something in return from it, then clearly it's not worth doing. So don't do it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right? Like if you're expecting something in return and you're giving it away, so like something that you worked on, or as an example, money, just don't do it then. I mean, I'm kind of shooting myself in the foot here because I do love money. I love receiving money, but like, I'm not giving anything back, unfortunately, unless that is, of course, clearly stated before, but.
But I think with money, I think with money like this, the situation becomes a little bit clearer, because like there's at least a clock, like a transaction. Then like I got something, you got something
exactly.
for it. But with things like
Exactly.
I sent a raid, so you should send me a raid, or like I got you a game, so you should got me a game. Like that's fucking weird. That's weird.
Yeah,
So
with streaming,
Vinny
it's definitely
forgot
different.
to say that Matt mistook your stream for a podcast. Yeah, I noticed
I
in the
did?
short you made, you said a podcast made the mistake of inviting me, and I'm like, can't be mine. I can't be bit by bit.
I didn't even know. Oh, whoopsie. To be fair, I was being a little tired. Whoops. I might have made a mistake. Honest mistake.
I think
but everyone got the message, clearly.
Yes, I think a lot of people do consider this to be a podcast, and I think that's fine, because this, like, you kind of do listen to in the background. So I didn't want to, like, really visually there isn't, I mean, we're not showing you anything that you can't imagine in your mind.
It's pretty much just two people looking at each other constantly.
Yeah, and talking. So kind of going from, like, I suppose somewhat of a emotionally charged answer, at least on my side. I want to ask something a little strategic. Is there a strategy that you use to increase or gain followers and subscribers on YouTube? Like, what's your recipe and does it work?
Yeah. There are definitely like levers you can pull. Like an example, for me, it would be trying to finish something huge and then turning down the level of working hard on it and turning back up the level of working like on advertisements and trying to promote as much as you can. And there are definitely good ways of doing it. I think nowadays TikTok is honestly the best place. It just makes sense. But also going to other Discord servers, making partnerships, trying to find people who are like-minded, which can be very difficult. But that's why I mention partnerships and finding like-minded people, because a partnership can very, very quickly grow into something much better, and is also how I met a lot of people who wanted to work with me. So you kind of have to rely on other people sometimes. You can just surely you can think that you can grow overnight and whatnot, and that sometimes works to some extent, even if it's not like a millions of followers suddenly. But no, I think like trying to not only advertise, but showing people that what you made has value to it. So there has to be a reason why people should even look at your content. There has to be a product. There has to be some kind of reason for people to come back. Sure, you can do as many streams as you want in the background about whatever you want. You can play these silly horror games, make some reaction content, but there has to be a reason for people to actually come back to what you enjoy. And for me, that would be games. But this year I would rather just it be my stream, because I'm a bit tired of working. But yeah, there has to be a product, in my opinion. You have to sell it.
Yeah. Okay. So moving from that, do you have any tips for managing a Discord server and keeping it active? Asking for myself.
Oh yeah, there are a lot of ways.
What the fuck do you do with Discord, man? I'm like.
Yeah. It can be a bit frustrating even. But Partnerships are the way to go, to be honest. And the way you make partnerships is usually through Discord. Not only can you promote your Discord channel, Discord server on Discord, but you can also add bots to your server, so like you can actually find more websites even to advertise your server. But I think partnerships usually work the best. I mean, you're getting quite a lot of followers from probably just shorts and whatever links you have wherever. I don't know if you have any recommendations for that. But what I know is that you can very quickly build up thousands and thousands of people and really keep the train going when you have one partnership. It just continues going.
What's
Even
a partnership?
in my Discord server, a partnership is the most common one is sharing each other's links and trying to promote each other. Like if you're advertising something, it will also be advertised on that server. If that server wants to advertise something, it will also be advertised on your server. That's how it usually goes. You can expand upon it if you want, but that usually works quite well. And you can really easily find people who are also like-minded. It can be hard, and sometimes it will be a complete mess, and sometimes it will go terribly wrong because
sounds like a mess.
You have to spend a lot of time.
Remember what I said about emotional labor that goes into actually negotiating situations with people? This just sounds like a mess. It
takes a lot of time.
But okay, outside of this, I'm not necessarily asking about growth. I'm asking about how to keep it like active.
Active. I think that is very different for a lot of other people, because personally, I keep mine active by engaging with my audience, simply because I like to. Some people try to sell a product, and then maybe it's like a game. I know from one creator, example, he made a game. It's a multiplayer game, and people, they discuss about it, and the developer actually shows interest in it. He makes like documentaries about it. He makes shorts, advertises it. You have to, show interest in what you're doing, and people will also want to stay, and they might even want to hop on board. I think a lot of VTubers, actually, from what I've seen anyway, who want to like grow as an individual or with their brand, they make posters or banners of their stuff, and people will be interested and will try it themselves, and then they will ask advice, and then you might become friends, and then it's more and more, and people engage with each other. Everyone knows each other. Everyone is working together, and it's just really snowballs eventually. That's how it works for me anyway.
I see.
Being authentic and engaging with your audience.
I see. Okay, well, thank you. I shall consider it. What's your experience like with monetization on different platforms? I know we talked a little bit about YouTube, but tell me about other platforms.
Yeah. Man, you make no money from this. I mean, in a like month of just working at like a warehouse, as an example, it takes years, man. I have made like barely any money. I think the best for me so far has been Patreon and Twitch. Patreon, as in, I'm trying to have a product, and then people really like it and they want to support it. But you gotta have a product for that. But if you're just trying to like, just grow, stream, have fun, I think Twitch is a really good place. That's where I've made most of my money as well. Can be really difficult to get on money though. Like you have to. I kind of realized this for myself as well, that I'm still going through this, so I can't give really like the best piece of advice, because I'm trying stuff as well at the moment.
No pressure there. No need to kind of feel like to give advice, but just talk about your experience. Like, which platforms have you tried? What have you felt about those platforms? What do you think personally would work for you in the future? Let's talk about your experience, not necessarily advice.
Right.
But let me give you a moment to think about that, because I have Mr. Meow in the chat telling me that to have an active server, you have to find people to be active there. Some people just aren't active on Discord. You can do like movie nights or game nights, or maybe I don't know what the emote is. I think there's an emote, or maybe brain. What is that? If you have enough people, is that something sexual? What is maybe brains? Okay, but you have to find active people for your server to be active, and not a lot of people are. That is valid. Okay, so
Yeah, you have
back
to find
to,
like-minded
but you
people,
had
of
to
course.
you had to explain the brain emote to me. Like, what is that? I don't know. Maybe you like mistyped or something. But yeah, to go back to our question, what has your experience been like with monetization on different platforms?
Yeah, it's been really difficult. I think I started off with Patreon, which ended up working well. Back then I was making mod packs like more than I do now, I would say. People, you know, I engaged with them, so they're my friends, and they saw my vision in it. They saw that's the thing, they saw value in it. There was a reason to come back because everyone else was enjoying it as well. So they will kind of like try to support me with Patreon, as an example, which did work for a while, but it's really, really, really difficult to sell something once you finally made it. So you can like I also tried Ko-fi, like making as many posts as you can, showing people that it's worth being there. It makes sense, and that did not really work out. So currently I'm trying to stream more and do TikTok a bit more and seeing if that might amount to something, because I also want to be able to sell merch and do lots of collaboration with gamer stuff, as an example. I would love to have my waifu cup if anyone knows about that. But
Who? Your wife?
no.
Huh?
No, a waifu cup.
What's that?
I wouldn't. Yeah, I don't know if most of your audiences are minors, but I would definitely wouldn't search it up. Well,
Okay.
you can. I mean, they're being sold on Twitch, so shameless. But oh well. Yeah.
Tell me about it
merch,
later.
from what I've seen.
Tell me about it
Yeah,
later.
sure, of course, with pleasure. Yeah.
Wife cup. Okay, interesting.
Waifu
Okay,
cup.
so I think okay, wife cup, right? Okay, thank you for correcting me.
Sorry.
So interesting. I have been thinking that like it is also important to talk to like smaller streamers to like actually talk about what their experience like with monetization, because not a lot of us make money. Actually, most of us don't. Majority of us don't. Like 99.9% do not make money. And I think a part of me doing the VTuber like Q&As is to also kind of, be realistic about what like the career of VTubing is like. Like for the most part, and for a lot of people, it's actually pretty dry. And this is I don't know, I feel like while we like constantly, I feel like constantly, a lot of people talk about how like it's not easy and it's difficult and it's dry. But at the same time, I feel like on the other side, I just see like so many like bright-eyed, bushy-tailed people that like want to make like tons of money in streaming, and like, come on, people! I'm doing the Trump hands, please. And like then I don't know, I think there's like a lot of criticization I can do on like about Twitch itself. They do partnered cups with streamers sometimes if you hit the threshold on amount of sales using your discount code. Waifu cups from gamer subs with anime girls on them. Huh.
And they're beautiful.
Okay. Clearly I'm a novice in this industry. Don't know what a waifu cup is.
You'll get there. Don't worry. You'll get there. No, I'm kidding.
I do have the next question coming up, which is advice you would give to other creators looking to monetize their content. And I think since you told us that you've been struggling to kind of keep it consistent, and of course, like I think earlier we talked about this as well. I asked you, how has your content like changed? I think your offerings are also changing over time, right?
Yeah.
So just
Absolutely.
for the viewing pleasure of the viewers and the chatters, I'd like to share with you what my experience has been so far. And I think I talk about this so often that you're probably bored of it. I make like a income expenditure plan for everything that I earn on Twitch, Ko-fi, and TikTok. And I am also very, very transparent about where the money goes, what items I purchase, and what my subscriptions are to keep the streams running. And thanks to my patrons, and I don't mean this in like on Patreon. I mean people who have sent me subs and supported me on Ko-fi. I think I can kind of say so far Twitch has paid for itself and all the software that I need to kind of keep my programs running. Not hardware, just software. But I think I had one goal that is to cover a pair of headphones that I bought recently, and I bought them to stream. And we are catching up on actually paying that piece of hardware off, and that's really cool. Whoa!
That's incredible. Yeah, that feels really good.
Yeah. And I think I have been not so gracious about asking people to send me money. And I don't think at any point I have like told people, hey, you have to support me. I don't do that. But I think because I am so transparent with like what I earn and what I spend it on and what my goals should be to keep the stream running, those of you who do watch me have a very good idea of like what, if you want to, what you must do to support me, because I am transparent. And I think that really is what drives my revenue. So if I have any tips at all to those of you who are looking to monetize, be straightforward and tell everyone what your goals are. And I think if they want to support you, if they enjoy your content, you will receive the said support. That's what has worked for me.
I can vouch for that for sure.
Okay.
That's a very good piece of advice, actually.
So, next section is going to be interesting, and I really want to like hear your opinion. Have you faced burnout or creative slumps, and how do you deal with them?
Oh, so people talk about burnout like it's an unavoidable wall you hit. But honestly, I think a lot of it comes from people forcing themselves to do things the wrong way. If you're constantly doing things that drain you instead of excite you, of course you're not gonna like it. I mean, let's be real here. I mean, and there are a lot of jobs and studies, and you might not even enjoy studying and all that. But like, you have to find a way to make it entertaining for yourself, because a part of me avoids the idea of burnouts. It's ridiculous. Like, sure, you might just need some like. I feel like it's always just a bit of course correction, and which can be really hard because, believe it or not, but from what I've seen as myself, but also from other people, is that they can relate to sometimes accidentally, without even realizing it, that they're just completely lying to each other. Well, to themselves, not to each other, that they actually like enjoy doing it. Because there are so many things, and like even with people, there's so many things that you can do to actually make it fun for yourself. Even if it's like at a shitty job at a warehouse. I'm speaking from experience, so I think that does hold some weight in that regard, because it's not like working at a warehouse is fun, but there are ways to make it really fun. It really just does depend on like your mindset and the people you're surrounded by, I think. So avoiding burnout, it can be so easy, but when you're locked in it, there's really no escape in it. And you might call it delusion, not believing in the idea of burnout fully. Maybe it is, but you can't argue that it has worked for me, at least.
I want to raise my hand because I want to interject. I have something to tell you, and I also want to talk to someone here in the chat. Lovely Poncho, hello, welcome in. I see your chat. You say, oh, what's transpiring here? I'd like to do a little introduction for those of you who perhaps tuned in kind of midstream and have no idea what the fuck is going on. So I'm currently in the middle of a VTuber Q&A with my good friend Matt here. And he has been a creator for a very long time. And I'm kind of going through a few questions that I personally am. Oops. That I personally am curious about. I just hit like the wrong thing on my controller and went for a spin. And we're currently talking about burnout or creative slumps, and Matt was telling us that, like, as long as you are enjoying what you're doing, I think if I can sum up what you have been saying so far, this shouldn't be a problem. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, I can totally expand on that. Like, there's also motivation, which I think is something we should talk about as well. But continue rambling on, please.
Okay. And Mr. Meow says, if you overwork yourself way too much, I feel burnout will happen. Now, this is interesting because in January, I went through a little bit of a situation as well. And I think, like, to be really very fair about it, I don't think it was burnout. At least I didn't, definitely, in the beginning. But then after I took my break, of course, then I had time to do the internal reflection, read about it. And as I did, I was like, oh, wow, the things I was feeling that I was very sure was probably not burnout sounds a lot like burnout, actually. In retrospect, I guess I was burnt out. Because, like, I think, I don't exactly remember, but I would like to touch on this later. But, like, when I was looking at it in retrospect, even though all I kind of really wanted to do was, like, take a break at the time, it certainly did feel like, oh, right, like, I needed to, that was what it was. And the break helped as well. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, maybe you don't know it, Matt, but maybe you faced burnout too. Because, like, I think the word burnout and slump gets thrown around a lot, like it's turned into a buzzword. And I think that's the part of the reason I think we don't want to maybe say, like, oh, it's like not a thing. But maybe it's a buzzword for a reason. Maybe it does happen to people.
I would say it does, but sometimes rejecting the idea of something can be easier. So I just try to do that. I mean, I don't really want to rely on, like, motivation. And if you really, really enjoy doing something and you look forward to it every day, can you really say that you're like overworking yourself? Sure, you can say that there's a balance in it, with, like, your life and working. But if you really enjoy doing something, like, you gotta ask yourself, if you're really enjoying doing it, is it, like, do you think it's even possible to, like, stop doing it or take a break? Because I cannot even imagine. I don't know. You really gotta ask yourself that, I think. There must be something.
Okay.
And usually there is. There is.
And what, like, do you use any I'm sorry, I feel like I'm gonna jump off from that question very quickly, but yes, thank you for your answer.
No worries.
What are, like, do you use any tools or resources to help you manage your content creation?
Yeah. So everything I get is from the 7Cs. I also use a bunch of websites. And I think people, man, there are so many great free tools that are not from the 7Cs that you have to pirate or anything like that. Which
what are you talking about? What is 7Cs? Please. This sounds, okay, wait, hold on. Let me explain to you what that sounded like to me, right? I'm like, do you have any tools and resources? I find them in the 7Cs of the world. I travel the world. I'm a pirate. I have my bow, my ship. Yeah. Like, what are you talking about? What is this?
X marks the spot. Yeah. No, I go to beaches. X marks the spot. I dig up the treasure, and maybe I find, like, a couple heart rares on it that might be of value to me. And no.
But what is
7Cs? Pirating stuff, essentially. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was right.
I hate to say it.
I was right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So
I'm very open with the idea.
Don't do that. Officially, I cannot condone that.
I know how you feel about it, yeah. But yes. I'll say it anyway.
But whether you do that or not, I don't care.
Oh,
Do
fair
I
enough.
do that? The answer is no, of course not. I would never do that.
You would never. Yeah, with Adobe software and everything.
I would
Goodness.
never do that. I would actually pay.
I don't
for
condone it
services.
either. To be fair, I really don't. But like at the same time, can you really like it's
Okay, so
there.
I was right about the Seven Seas reference. Okay,
Yeah.
I see. Okay, cool. I see. But what would you
Yeah,
recommend, like, for like content creation? What tools do you use?
I use most of the time Adobe software. I use Premiere Pro and After Effects, but I also use Canva and Fire Alpaca to make thumbnails. I think people, people really don't like consider that so much stuff is for free. Like there is, okay. This is very random, but like
really?
in the past, yeah, there is so much. In the past, I used to work with so many YouTubers that, and we know we shared a process of making thumbnails, and you will not believe how many people manually cut out stuff from images. Even though there are tools, there's websites where you can simply drag and drop an image into it, and it will in seconds, perfectly remove the background beautifully, and you can immediately copy it over without even having to save the image into Canva, Fire Alpaca, or whatever. And they spend hours on cutting stuff out. It is, if you're ever facing a problem,
I think we have someone in the chat
that's
that's doing it. I see you, Mr. Meow. I think it's you.
No.
Hi,
no.
I see
you.
you.
Oh my goodness, there's no way.
He just says hi. Yeah.
Hi.
I'm one of those people that spend hours erasing backgrounds. Also, Mocha Mondial, hello to you too. Welcome. God, am I getting a drift on my controller? Should I be concerned, or did I actually press a button? I noticed my so on your controller you have like this little wire that you wear on your wrist, right? It was like it has hooped over my like thumbstick, so when I was moving my other controller I was being dragged around.
Jesus Christ.
It wasn't a shift. Okay, so
that is suboptimal, yes.
Cool. So when it comes to streaming, how do you prepare for each session? What's your routine before you press stream?
There is a very honest answer that I will not share on this podcast, but sometimes it can help to watch other Twitch streamers. Yeah, I'm not going into it. Sometimes it helps to go, onto other Twitch streamers, like seeing, like you can say that, you have to find like a perfect way to open your stream and whatever, but sometimes it can also just help to just jump straight in it, pressing the stream button, and it definitely helps with friends, by the way. Oh, streaming with friends is so good. Like if you're lonely, get some friends. You'll make this a lot more efficient and probably a lot better for yourself.
Top tier advice from Matt. If you're lonely, get some friends.
I mean, it's you can't deny with the results. The amount of beautiful montages and funny moments you can make from that is amazing.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, no,
it's true.
I never really struggled with like hating my own voice or like I've been always somewhat decent at improv, so yeah. It's a shame that so many people find it so difficult to like listen to their own voice, but I think maybe it just comes with time. Maybe I did dislike it at one time, but honestly, you'll get over it really, really fast.
Okay.
So there are some common issues and whatnot. Yeah.
That's interesting. Because the next question is, how do you handle negative feedback or trolls on your streams and social media?
So I can start with this quite powerful that you should never take criticism from someone who you wouldn't take advice from. I find it pretty easy to block out that stuff. I really pay no mind to it. Sometimes I even like play along just for the content. Like it really does not matter that much. I mean, there are so many people trying to seek attention, but honestly, like how do I even say this? Like, because I desperately want to say, please don't fall for it. Please don't make a fool out of yourself. Please see it as an opportunity to maybe even make content from it. Honestly, you should just be so driven to make content. Like, you should not. There's no reason to fall for such people. Like, I really wish I had some good advice here, but it's just so, it feels like so natural to me to just I don't know, play along or just completely ignore it. I really pay no mind to it.
You're right. That's the best way. Just
Yeah.
like play dumb and like forget about it. Cause like
play dumb. You're like an entertainer. Like, you must not forget that you're an entertainer. It really does not matter. It really doesn't. Holy crap!
I do have a question. I do have a question on TikTok. Mocha Movia, I'm a small content creator. What do you do when you have creative block and don't know what to post?
So we did get to that. Okay, that is beautiful. Okay. So this is kind of similar to the burnout stuff, which is why I mentioned that I wanted to talk about motivation, because leaning on motivation to create is, holy crap, terrible. It is a great way to kickstart something, but it's not about feeling inspired or wanting or waiting for the perfect moment. You should never wait for the perfect moment. And I say that because what I do see is people wanting to start something later because doing it later will be more efficient, which is total nonsense. I mentioned it before as well. Don't wait for something, just do it. I've learned to just keep working because there's always something I can improve or change or just be more efficient about it. Like, I have so many visions and so much drive, and this might sound existential, but it feels like time is always running out. But with the amount of stuff you can do, it is so amazing. It is relentless.
I need to say something.
Sure. Go right ahead.
Manny, thank you so much
it's
for
amazing.
the question. Thank you. And welcome in. Mocha Mon VR. I'm afraid at large, unfortunately, Matt's answer to this question is, this doesn't happen to me. I have so many ideas. I have so little time. Like, creative block, what's that? I don't have enough time. I don't have enough many hours in the day to do the things I want to do in the first place. I don't have time to waste on creative block.
Creative block is crazy.
This is interesting because I actually had one of the very first questions I got in the threads for the February questions was from Wildy, and he was asking, how do you find the motivation to create more content when it seems you have lost your motivation with writer's block? And I think from you, like, the idea of relying on motivation does not help. So it's good to kind of be able to separate things that you do because you want to, or you feel motivated, or you're excited to do, then to also be able to do things kind of, at least this is the way I go about it, to do things routinely. I try to post a TikTok every day, and I do it whether I want to, whether I'm motivated, whether I have creative block or not.
Discipline,
things that I do because I'm passionate about it, like the memes or whatever, that I feel like, oh wow, this would be funny. Like, for example, oh my god, this is so fun if I could show you, because like right now somebody suggested, I think was it yesterday or the day before, that I make like the very, very good, very, very cheap meme. Do you know what I'm talking about? 1 pound fish?
I do not.
Okay, so I'm doing the 1 pound fish, like very, 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 very cheap thing. I'm making a Minecraft animation on Minimator with like the new skin that I made. And that I'm doing it because like I'm motivated and I have like the energy and I like, want to see it come to an end. I'm excited. But then like I also post TikToks every day, and that is just something that I do because I have to do it, set my mind on it, and like I work on those and I put them out anyway. So it's good to balance whether you will be hit with a creative block or not if you are working on two things at the same time. And I think I mentioned this earlier as well. Like, you're doing long-term projects, put short-term projects in the middle so you feel like you accomplished something as well.
Yeah, like sometimes it feels like stuff is going slow, but progress happens by simply showing up and continuing to work on it. So I hate to say it, but discipline does help a lot. And if you really, really enjoy doing this, then I can't even like imagine like time constantly feels like it's ever like slipping away, and every setback fuels my resolve to try again. It's like it's and the thing is, it's never whatever you make, it will never be good enough to anyone, not even you. And that's exactly what is so exciting to me. Like that like relentless pursuit gives me like hope and purpose. Like no matter what, I keep going because I want this like this moment this year to be even better than the one before. There is no reason to stop. There's no lack of creativity. There's always something that you can improve upon. Always. It is insane. It will drive you mad even if you really are that deep in it. And some people have gone crazy with it, but I can't even imagine. No, I couldn't.
Yeah. Okay, so we're actually at the end of the deep dive section, and I have.
Oh, thank goodness! Oh my goodness, this is going.
Do you want to be here or
this
not?
up.
Do you want to go? Do you want to go? You can go. The door is over there. That way.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
No, wait.
Not the content.
How the turntable? No. Okay. To sum up the deep dive section, what is... I'm sorry, let me repeat that. I had a bit of a lag. What is one platform you think every creator should be on, and why?
YouTube. It's also the reason why I thought like YouTube is like the best platform to, like I said, it's such a wonderful place. It doesn't matter in what profession you're in. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You can be a physiotherapist. You can be a game developer. You can be making music. You can be cycling outside. I mean, I can't think of a single hobby or subject that is not on YouTube. It's such an easy way to grow a community and find people that are like-minded. Like, it will start small and it will probably even snowball if you find like-minded people, because you will just be able to continue going forever, probably even if you want to. But the thing is, you're not bound even by that. You can always just change it up. You can do whatever you want, and most of the time, your audience will follow along. Yeah, honestly, YouTube is just a perfect platform to start.
I think YouTube is really difficult, and everyone should be on TikTok.
It is very difficult. Oh, TikTok is a very good place, but like the sense of community there is like so lacking, in my opinion.
It's been good for me, in my opinion. Well, to be fair, I've had a very short and brief experience with TikTok, but it's not so
fair
bad.
Enough. Yeah. TikTok is great. Yeah, it's good to get eyeballs.
The thing with YouTube is that I think YouTube has like turned into Instagram, where like content is very, very polished. Even if it's like scuff,
That is true.
Like it's like a lot of effort goes into making something on YouTube work. And in my opinion, the algorithm is really bad. Like,
yeah, it can be a struggle for sure.
But
even I struggle with it for sure.
That is something that I do appreciate about YouTube, and that is it really does make you hone your craft. Like, if you want to create a video on YouTube, you have to put in a lot of effort. You have to do a lot of planning. And then you also get the discipline of making a piece of content that is a few minutes long. You have to hold someone's attention, learn to tell a story. And all of these things are skills that you should learn if you're a creator. So I think I have a two-pronged answer to this. One is like, what platform should you be on? Definitely TikTok. But what platform should you like try and be good at? I think YouTube is still like a vision in that way.
I would highly agree. You could even definitely argue that TikTok is better. I could totally see how that might work better for some people. Yeah. Makes sense. Okay. It makes sense. It's working, right? Yeah.
So we will take a short break, and this time we will have the be right back soon screen showing up on stream for a short period of time while we take a sip, maybe stretch, unshrimp.
Oh, how exciting.
And it's easier to dono on TikTok. Well, it's I shall answer this question soon as we transition into the Be Right Back screen, and you can maybe make that sandwich of yours. Thank you so much, everyone, for sticking around.
Oh yeah, I probably should.
The deep dive section. We'll move into collaboration shortly. One moment.
No worries.
There we go.
Cool. I was always very curious about the behind the scenes stuff, and now I get to experience it. How exciting!
Yeah. While I am back, I shall entertain you by talking with the chat, but visually will be off until Bat makes his sandwich. Live is still on. Mic, yes. Yes, intentionally. Oh, so Mokemon VR. I want to make another video, but I can't think of what to do. Just literally recreate another TikTok trend. If you don't know what to do, just make something generic. Right, so it's easier to donor on TikTok. So this is something I hear often, but the truth of the matter with TikTok is that it's cheaper to buy gifts there and there are more options. And I think on my part, at least on my stream, like you can also still for cheaper do things. For example, you can send bits, and I think there are like bit sound redeems that you can do donations with. But I think this is all like a little bit difficult to set up on Twitch, because you have to do that on your end. But on TikTok, everything is like already set for you, like the receiving of the gifts and how they show up on screen. Like you don't really have to do anything, it's already handled on their end. So in that sense, yes, TikTok is better for donations. Thank you so much for the likes, Mokamon. I hope I'm saying your user right. And like whether it's easier, I wonder. Like I started on TikTok. I see. I think I started on Twitch actually. I started on Twitch and then I transitioned into also making content on TikTok. Okay, I did say it correct. That is a relief. Hello. Let's see. I'm just entertaining chat so far. Oh, thank you so much for the follow, Mokamon VR. So while I do have you here, let me tell you a little bit about the next section of the Q&A. It is going to be collaboration. I think this would be interesting to go through with Matt, because he is someone that does heavily rely on doing collaborations to get his projects done. So on that note, he has probably a few interesting things to say. We'd be talking about like kinds of themes, collaborations, and like specific projects that he wants to do or has done, and then finally move into the goals section. Now, before I turn the camera back on, I also want to do a quick time check. We have been here for 2 hours and 40 minutes, so thank you for being here, everyone. Yeah.
Thank you.
You didn't hear that, but Matt in the back was like, "What the fuck, no way!" And also, what the fuck, no way! You didn't make a sandwich so hard, like so quickly. How did you make a sandwich so quickly?
I just put cheese and bread and like call it a day.
I see, cheese sandwich. But did you eat it?
I'm right now.
Okay, good. yes, I was just saying what collaboration is, or this section is going to be. And moving into goals, we would be talking about what Matt's current goals are and what milestones, stuff like that in the future, what his like long-term goals are, short-term goals are perhaps. And I do think setting goals is a very, very important part of like setting yourself up for not failure. It's success, I guess. One thing I've been wanting to do and has been a part of my day-to-day tasks over on what's the word? My S rank channels on Discord. So those of you who are not familiar, anyone who is subscribed to my channel here on Twitch, if you have done Discord and Twitch integration, which you have to do on your end, so if your Discord channel is connected, your Discord user is connected to your Twitch user, you will gain access to a subscriber only section of like chat and voice. I don't know the words. Like you can do this, get like subscriber only access on my Discord server, and here I mostly talk about what I do on the day-to-day basis, and I just share like work in progress material and what my inspirations are if I am working on a project. And in my day-to-day tasks for quite some time, I have had two tasks that I really wanted to do. One is to make a quarterly brand plan, and entire 31 days have passed of 2025 and I still haven't gotten around to this, so I'm quite frustrated with myself about this. And the second thing that has been on my day-to-day tasks for quite some time is to make a YouTube video. And I haven't got around to that either. However, despite these two things that I kind of feel a little frustrated about, please do tell me, Matt, when you finish your sandwich so we can get back to the Q&A. But also take your
Pretty much finished.
Okay, he shoveled it. But you chew slowly, don't choke. I laugh.
I'll consider it.
I also like have had many achievements this just this month. Like so many things happened. I think I reached like new follower milestones all over. Like YouTube, I think I hit 50 subs. TikTok, I hit 1,000. Here on Twitch, I have. Wait, have I hit 300 yet or not? I think not yet, right? No, it's 293. I think I was at a 250 for this month, and of course we have surpassed that as well, just from a numbers perspective. And of course I was also accepted to be a part of the Twitch creator clubs. So I did a lot of things in January, but I still feel so frustrated about these two things that I didn't do. But hopefully I'll be able to catch up to these tasks as well. So if you are ready, shall we transition?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Yes,
Great.
ma'am.
1 second. And we are back. Glad we managed to get you to eat something as well.
Me too.
All right. So collaboration.
Are you next thing alive? Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a good one.
Hold on, I just noticed my hands are broken. Oh, can I have them back? Thank you. Are there any particular games or content themes you love to explore more on your streams and videos?
Oh no. There is a game I made with a lot of people. To put it like this, it has probably around 40,000 lines of code and in development for 5 years. It's pretty much a modern shooter game. It is COD, but the twist on it is that it has very dynamic gameplay. What that means is a lot of the maps are very animated, and so are the weapons. The thing is, I had to shut it down a few days ago. It's something.
I see. So this is the I'm sorry. What's the Blaze? What was it?
BioBlaze.
I see. You had to shut it down.
Yeah. But that is not an issue because Roblox is an environment where you most of the time will just well, it's great practice in my opinion, but I do really want to get on to Unity now, and well, which has been going pretty well in all honesty, and hopefully I'll be able to publish more games on bigger platforms, hopefully. But damn, there are so many things I really want to expand upon. There are so many games I want to make. There are movies I want to make. There's music I want to create, and I would love to explore all of them, and I always am in some extent. On some things more than others, and usually it is generally game development. But even with game development, there's so many things you can talk about. I could really endlessly talk about it, but I mean, what is there not to focus on?
The walking, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the walking. Yeah, walking the walk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just figuring everything out and seeing if anyone is interested. But I'm sure I'll talk about that more. Yeah. I think the people aspect in this is going to be interesting.
Sorry, we have, I'm trying to read the chat. What do you need to start streaming, or what did you start with? I'm curious.
It's very simple. You can just download OBS and pretty much right off the bat click on stream or record. It will sure it will take some setting up, but I think nowadays you can with OBS or Stream Elements even. I highly recommend Stream Elements. Don't pick up stuff like Streamlabs. I tried Streamlabs before for a very long time, but it's just so unreliable because it's very difficult to get plugins to work correctly sometimes, and sometimes the UI will glitch out, and they want so much money from you. God, that's terrible. But with Stream Elements, it's more like OBS. It gives you so much more freedom. You really don't need much. You can just download the program. You can immediately connect your Twitch account to it very, very fast, and you're literally just only a few buttons away from doing it. Yeah, it's very easy.
Mm-hmm. So that's what you need, and how he got started. Stream Elements.
Yeah, it's very short. I think a lot of people make it sound impossible sometimes, but you really don't need that much. Like, so long you start and you review your progress and what you've made, you'll know what you need. It's different for everyone.
Pretty simple, straightforward. And I used OBS Studio.
Yeah. Makes sense. Highly recommend it. It's great.
Mm-hmm. And what kind of collaborations do you think would be fun and exciting for you, like to do on stream?
Okay. So how unrealistic do we want to be about this is the question.
I will ask you about like a dream collab in the future, but I guess for now I'm asking you to be a little realistic, because I think most of the people that are watching are probably also like maybe creators. I'm assuming, since this is a Q&A about VTubers, right? So out of anyone that will watch, that is watching currently or will watch later on a VOD, what who would you like to connect with?
I speak to probably every content creator there that does something digitally. Something I want to explore more is music. I'm not great at making music. So there are two artists that also make games as well that I would love to collaborate with. But the thing is, like I mentioned before, like I'm honored to even talk to some of these people in the first place, and having to the idea of even collaborating them, the idea of even like making some kind of meaningful connection there, it sounds unrealistic as hell already to me. So, but like the thing is, maybe I just say that because I always am open to collaborate with anyone. It really doesn't matter about your size or of your community, or the numbers really don't matter. What matters is what you're offering, I guess, in terms of what you're able to do already, and you can just grow. I love growing with people. Really, it does not matter that much to me.
His tail grows alongside.
I really love it.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, technically true.
Yeah. No, I was just trying to make a joke about the size of your tail growing over time. I'm so sorry. I feel like it was like you were in like such a wholesome like a bit, and I like ruined it.
Sorry. How dare you? No, it's fine. No big deal.
No, I agree. I think at large, this is how I feel as well. I I do think, okay, to be fair, I think for bit by bit, I am a little conscious of like how many years or months you have been in the content game. I don't really care if you have a big following or not, but if you like streamed twice, you shouldn't be here on this program because you can't answer these questions because you don't fucking know. Like, you streamed 2 days. So as long as you have been doing this for a while, you are most welcome. I don't really care about your followers or your numbers. But I do, like, what matters to me is that you are experienced or you have a story to tell, you know, like you have something to offer. And if you are like brand new, this is not the program for you. And like the thing is, if you are brand new, you should be doing collabs. You should like collab and play games with other people. You can collab with me and we can play Minecraft together. But bit by bit,
Exactly.
that's not for you. Not to say that like I don't want to collab with smaller creators or someone who's like really fresh. I am open to, but this is not the program for you because you can't answer these questions. And I think that's fair. But I think even when it comes to collabs, the only thing that matters to me is like the person seems genuine and they don't have ulterior motives, strings attached to wanting to do something with you. And I'm very upfront about this. Like, I talk about this now, I talk about this even more directly, I think openly, honestly, in a personal setting with you. And if you want to collab with me, you just need to ask. And as long as you're not a douchebag, I will.
Yeah, I very much agree. You're always a message away from reaching any of us, I think.
Yeah.
Just a message away. That's all it takes.
Okay, so are there any specific projects or ideas you'd love to work on with another creator? Before you answer,
yes. Okay.
My answer is
it.
yes, and it is bit by bit. Please come to the program and tell me about your experiences. But I think for me, it's always this. Like, this is like the program I want to collab with other people with. But like, what's yours?
There are things that I really want to pick up again. I mean, as much as I hate to admit it, but like as an example, BioBlaze is a great example. Game development has so much stuff to it, and you always need more hands. And considering I did shut it down, which I think is for the best, since exploring spaces like Unity and Blender is what I want to do, it'd be great to find game developers, but it's super hard and very expensive. So being able to share a vision with someone is gonna be tough. But if there are people like that out there who want to make games together, doesn't really. Honestly, the thing is, I'm even open to the idea of introducing people to Unity and Blender. I always am. People know that. That's why they usually come to me as well. Even though it is a little tiring seeing so many people like have all these big dreams, but then never even downloading Unity. It's sometimes it can be very frustrating. But I'll give it a chance anyway. I usually do, because what if it is worth it after all? That it just makes sense to me. I'll give it always a shot. Same with YouTube. I used to go on Reddit sometimes, which is a great place to find collabs, by the way. Reddit is a great place, believe it or not. There's so many people who are also seeking that.
This, like, out of all the 6 versions of like bit by bit that I have done, this is the first time Reddit came up, I think.
Which is that's surprising. That is very surprising.
Yeah.
It's I imagine Reddit as a place that can be very it's not it might feel like you're not always welcome, especially with like the amount of rules you are, and you need to have a certain amount of karma to even be able to post in communities. I'm mostly new to Reddit as well. I really don't like make it my daily thing. I only use it for work, I guess, to find collaborations and to share what I've been doing sometimes. It's very surprising no one's mentioned it though. I think if you really want collaborations, I really do think Reddit is a great place, because even in a day, I could probably find 3 or 4 people that would be interested in collaborating. Now, whether those people are like, well, reliable, not always the case, but honestly, I have met some really, really cool people on that platform. It really depends as well. You can find different ages. They will all have like their own stories. It's so much fun. Even back in the day, I had like a small group of YouTubers just sharing whatever we could. It's surprising that Reddit was never mentioned. That's actually incredible. Wow.
I suppose you could. I go to Reddit to only watch like the r/Twitch channel, just to read like stories of people that are like, hey, my viewership tanked, what happened? Just to read like the theories of people that are like, hey, are you doing this and that? I feel like I learn a lot from like the responses on that thread, but I don't even follow it. Like, I'm not even a part of that community. I just lurk from the outside.
Yeah, I think that a lot of people do actually, which is strange. You should definitely give it a shot, but at the same time, I understand it's very difficult to get into it, especially if you don't know anyone else who uses Reddit. I highly recommend it though.
I do have a question.
Try it.
Have you done collaborations in the past, and how did they go, and what did you learn from them?
Yeah, I've so in terms of making videos, I think that is the most relatable thing here. It went pretty well. And it was exciting because it's kind of ridiculous. Like, I never thought to myself that there would be so many people who want to collaborate, but like at the end of the day, you know, I tried even for a bit, and I ended up finding so many people who want to collaborate that are honestly not bad. And I had a lot of fun interacting with them. The thing is, you like when you go to such places where to find these like-minded people, you're not even friends. So you could even argue that it might be more beneficial because you're just being more, everyone is being like honest with each other. Everyone wants to improve. Everyone wants to help each other to improve. It can be a really good space to grow and make more connections. Even I think even now, if I were to reach out to those people that I collaborated with in the past to make like like to just play some multiplayer games, they will probably be open to it still.
Yeah.
And honestly, yeah, they're pretty great people as well. And yeah, I really would give it a shot if you're like, there's so many places you can go, but I think Reddit is a pretty good place. From my experience, like, there might be some better.
I think on top
places,
of that,
but,
I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's fine. That was essentially it. Like, I really do recommend it, and there are some great people there.
And
it's
I do
really
think
surprising.
Twitch as a platform is also really pushing towards people doing more collaborations. Like, it is no longer a case of, this is good for the platform to realize this, because this is personally what I think. We are not in shortage of viewers. There's so many people in the world. Just because someone who watches my streams watches Matt's and watches Sabi's doesn't mean like they're not gonna come back and watch my streams again. Like, you can't operate from like this scarcity mindset about viewers, because that's not how it works. Because you can't stream all the time, and people need entertainment. I think it's really important that you build a network where you know a person well, and people who love you know me as well as a friend, and we get to share that community, because that's how Twitch works. There's, you know, a certain finite number of people that watch Twitch, and they will watch many people. This concept of stealing viewers doesn't exist. Like, stop, check yourself. And I'm so glad that Twitch is also like encouraging people to share like viewership, because this was not something that was possible previously. Like, now if you are collaborating with someone, viewership gets combined, which is a really great feature. It's combined to you, and I think previously they didn't count raids towards the viewership of like affiliate status. Now it does. So the platform itself is recognizing that you cannot operate from like this scarcity mindset of like viewers migrating to another streamer and then losing it. That's actually not how it works. You should share your community, because there's only so many people in the world. And hold on, I need to allow a comment that got automated. I have gotten so many of my streamers to be friends and share viewers. Exactly. And I think ultimately, as a creator, you don't get to decide who your viewers support. they get to decide that. So if between like me, you, and another person, we share a community and they choose you to support because they believe in the work that you do and they want to support you, that is the choice a viewer makes. That's not up to you. And I think if I can like direct someone towards another person who will get supported, I'd be happy to do that. I don't care. And you shouldn't,
Yeah,
in my
it might even pay
opinion.
back
It
in the
might,
future.
it might not be like, I don't know, like it doesn't hurt me. Maybe it hurts some people because I've heard this opinion too many times. Like, I don't feel this way, it doesn't hurt me. I'm happy to send another person someone's way. Didn't you make it 2 days ago? Huh? Oh, the banana pudding? I'm so sorry. That's like low in the chat right now. There was somebody that was making like a banana thing and now they're eating it because it had to rest for a few days. And I guess everyone's like interested in the banana thing. I low-key, I am too, because they sent a picture on Discord. I'm trying to keep us on track, okay? I will talk about the banana later. We'll talk about the banana pudding later. I see everyone talking about it in the chat and I'm like, oh yeah, tell me too. I'm like, no, stay on track. Yeah, so this whole viewership, I'm really glad that Twitch is also recognizing and enabling people to share someone's audience with another. Okay, so
Stop having an ego.
yeah, but then let's not let's not even go there. That's actually
one sentence is all that means. Yeah,
that was actually the number one reason that I quit my job, because I can't fucking deal with these wacko ego of motherfuckers. Like, oh, I'm so sorry.
it is crazy.
Anyway,
Damn.
I have a question on the collaboration unit, and I would really like to hear your opinion on this. How do you think collaborations help in growing your community and reach? Hi, George.
Well, it just makes sense, doesn't it? You share each other's communities, and then you work on something good, something better that you both couldn't imagine doing, like as a single person, and then you get more eyeballs. It just makes sense to always be collaborating as much as you can.
Yeah,
because at the end of the day, you make a product that is so much better. Yeah, honestly. I mean, I could be monologuing, word vomiting and whatnot, but
to be fair, I think I was also going on that a little bit earlier. But I do have an unrealistic, but maybe realistic question to wrap up the collaboration section. I do want to do a quick time check. We are now at the 3rd hour of the Q&A session. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here.
Surprising.
And I finally now starting to eat into the battery of my VR headset as well. So I think I can go on for about another hour, which is good because we have one more section. But to wrap up, what's one dream collab you hope to happen in the future?
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
All right, brace yourself, because my dream collab would be with Markiplier.
Do me too.
Really?
I love him to bits. But
his dedication.
Okay. So my favorite streamer on Twitch is Soviet Womble, and I actually genuinely sit and watch his streams.
Oh wow, that is incredible.
However, I do not watch Markiplier. I don't even properly watch his YouTube, to be honest.
I don't either.
If I had to choose someone to collab between Soviet and a Markiplier, I will pick Markiplier.
Yeah,
and
I would as well.
So
I don't even watch his content, but no, it's fine. No. I mean, sometimes I do check on his podcast. Yeah, he hosts a podcast with 2 of his friends. And sometimes he posts these videos where he keeps it real and he shares what he's been doing, and oh my god, that immense amount of passion. That is so exciting.
Dude, he's just so funny. He's just so funny. He's just so
He is amazing.
Funny. I also love Queso.
He is incredible.
I think Queso has also been I love that guy. Oh my god. Okay, hold on. And I also okay, this is somewhat maybe niche. There's a recent streamer called Moo Clover here on Twitch that started literally like a few months ago. Do you know her? She has like a
I do
cow
not. No, sorry.
VTuber model. And there was a little bit of controversy because like she started her journey on TikTok, right? And she went like kind of viral because she was making her own VTuber model. And on the first day that she streamed on Twitch, she had like enough metrics to qualify for partner on the first day because so many people were watching her. And people got so bitter. Like they were
Really?
they were like really, really bitter over on like I think it was X or Blue Sky or whatever those tweeting platforms.
No shot.
And
That's
like
hilarious.
a bunch of like affiliates were like really upset about this for some reason. And guess what happened? She got approached by Twitch staff and received affiliates like the next day. She didn't have to stream for like more days or whatever. Like the second stream she was doing, she was already affiliate. And I think she hit partner like probably very quickly as well. And I think she's so cool. And since she's also technically artist maker, would love, what a fucking vision it would be if I could have her here for the program.
You might be able to pull it off one day.
Maybe.
I believe in you.
I look forward to the day. I have her
I really think you could.
Okay, thank you.
I really think you could.
So,
yeah.
Markiplier for you, and Markiplier for me too. There's enough Markiplier for everybody.
You know what? Yeah, now that we're still here on collaboration, on the day I met you, I immediately knew you would be doing some amazing things. I just had a feeling in my bone, and I am so proud of you. I just wanted to say that.
Aww.
That's all.
Thank you. Thank you.
It is amazing.
I genuinely feel the same way about you too.
Thank you.
Yeah, but I think
it's beautiful.
I think to be fair, I really don't like the comparison thing, and I don't want to do it. But I'm going to do it at disadvantage to myself because I think I've just been really lucky because I don't have to work and I don't really have to, you know, I have the luxury of being able to do this full time. And I wish you had it too. I really wish everybody had the luxury to do what they love without really, you know, without life, right? But I think you'll make it. I really feel this way about you too.
Thank you. I will certainly try my best. I will never give up. That's for sure.
Good. So, on that very sweet note, we're moving into the last section of the Q&A session. And that is goals for the future. So what are your current goals for content creation or streaming? What are you trying to achieve?
Okay. I don't think I have a very, very specific goal. There are like so many things. I mean, there are big things for sure, but like I don't know yet what I want to direct my attention to because I want to be able to, and I have done this in the past. I've made like merch designs with other people as well. No worries.
You've done
it's fine. No big deal.
Yes.
Yeah. And I do have some designs already for like hoodies and whatnot, but the thing is, sometimes I don't even know when to stop. So I would love to have like merch that Pyrocynical makes, like full design, sleeves, the back at the front. Oh, beautiful. That is art. I want to be able to sell my a Fumu plushie of myself, of my avatar anyway. I want to be able to make games that anyone can like experience where they can make stories, and it would be an open world game, or I want to be able to make music, and I think it would all eventually tie up into this one big game where I explored everything I possibly could, from music to modeling to game design to lore to characters to story to, oh man, I can't even, like, where the hell does it end? Because all of this stuff is beautiful to me, and all of that stuff like around the game. And you can make movies. You can make trailers. You can make animations. You can make arts. It's incredible. It's amazing. Like it will all amount to a game, I think, eventually. If not that, then at least streaming, because that is what I really enjoy doing so far. Yeah.
Right. So do you have any like specific milestones you're hoping to reach on Twitch or YouTube or other platforms, like something specific platform-wise?
I want. Oh, there are a few. On CurseForge, I recently published a mod pack. It's about to reach 1,000 downloads, which is still it's going pretty well. But I want to be able to bring in more people on the server. Because I have spent like 4 years on it, and there have been so many hands on that mod pack. It is incredible. I think it is generally one of the most beautiful things I've ever made. It is practically gorgeous. And I want to eventually make a partnership with GamerSubs to have my own cup, and then be able to sell merch and to be able to sell eventually a game as well, I hope. And maybe a movie and maybe some music, and then I guess that's it. Yeah, those are like realistic things that I could do in one lifetime.
Okay, so I actually have
I want to explore those things.
Realistic things to do in a lifetime. Damn. Okay, so how do you see your content evolving over the next year? What do you think you'll be doing differently?
Yeah, differently, absolutely. I'm glad you mentioned that, because I will definitely try to do things differently this year. Instead of working constantly on a specific project, trying to make a product, I'll try to sell myself and the products I've made in the past, and maybe then people will catch up on because I haven't really done it like even this past month. I've just been working on the pack and trying to resolve stuff with the game, the developer team for BioBlaze and whatnot. So I'll try doing that. I'll try streaming more. I'll do TikTok more. Probably make some music videos. I have been looking for an editor as well, so I can just, not because I want to stop editing, I just want to be able to pump out content all the time and see how far I can go with it, pretty much. Seeing how far I can go with streaming and YouTube and TikTok, I guess, as well.
That's true. I think the last 3 TikToks you posted are doing pretty well. You should definitely make more. Shouldn't you?
I definitely will. It's not like I don't enjoy editing or whatnot. I think I'm decent at it.
And you know what? I have something to share with you, Chad. Personally. The reason why this guy over here has a TikTok in the first place is because I made him make an account to tag him in my clips. So if he really does make like TikToks in the future, I take full credit for pushing him.
Oh, damn.
I take full credit. I did that.
Okay.
I'm joking.
Okay.
But
I
did make you make
percentage of it.
I did.
No,
you
did. You did.
Okay.
Yep,
so,
you did.
What's your long-term vision?
Statement right here.
What do you want to be known for?
Oh no.
It's okay. I'm thinking about it. I think that's the answer. 50% cut to Sajini.
I'm thinking about it.
No. Yeah, I'm not like Twitch. I don't want to cut. I just want some credit. You can keep the money.
Well, we'll see what happens. No worries.
But yeah, vision.
Envision myself.
Vision.
I'm not sure if I think that far ahead into the future.
Are you kidding me? You were talking about making a movie. Are you joking?
Yeah, I mean, of course, but I always try to stay in the present and be realistic about it and see what I have to do next and what my options currently are and what I can do right now. But where it will all go, I have no idea. Like I said, I'm trying different stuff at the moment, and we'll see how it goes. But I do just this is gonna sound pretty blunt, but so long I'm popular. I guess popular. That's one word. I really hate how that sounds because I sound like a
wanna be
really narcissistic with a huge ego, but
I'll teach you the proper points.
I wanna be popular. Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
It's a little embarrassing, but yeah, but it does end up with that.
How do you plan to keep yourself inspired in the coming months? Where do you draw the sauce from? Where does it come? What are your ingredients?
kind of like everywhere. I don't know why. Like in, I don't. Oh, because the thing is, there's so many things you can do. So like, I mean, sure, I can take inspiration from something, but I always feel like I will have like some idea to expand upon, maybe touch on, and I think in the process you just find stuff that because currently, like as an example, a movie. I think none of us know how to really make a movie. I'm sure maybe some, it might have been a small project, but I think that's the best example for this case. Because when you're making a movie, you probably find out like what kind of theme is the best and like what kind of story you have to make it stick. So I think I just find out, to be honest. Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I think once you get into it, I don't know why I find this such a difficult question. Inspiration. I don't know. I always feel inspired by something. So
this is gonna sound so fucking wacky as well. I'm not even sure if this answers the question. But what helps is family. Like, I know that sounded so like, where did that come from? Like, how the fuck? And that is genuinely really my answer. Like, just knowing that, like, outside of people who, show up to my streams. Oh, thank you for the bits. Thank you for the bits, Bandit. Bits for the bit by bit. Appreciate that. Thank you. Is this a Fast and Furious reference?
I was thinking the same. Family, man. Oh my god. I could not help myself.
Dude, low-key,
Jesus
maybe.
Christ.
Low-key, maybe. Like, I think for you to really stay motivated and feel supported and feel inspired, you need to be able to rely on something that is bigger than yourself, and at the same time, not like it shouldn't come in waves. It shouldn't be there and gone. It shouldn't be like your VTubing career, or like people show up or people don't, or like they drop off. It should be a constant, and to me, that is family.
I think saying that you need to see something that is bigger than yourself is a great way to like summarize inspiration. I think that's all around us. So maybe that was, I guess that's why I maybe found it like such a difficult question to answer, because there's so many things that are bigger than us that you can always take like inspiration off. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, so like this often happens when Matt and I have a conversation. He gets like, "Oh wow, boom,
wow,"
and then he puts me on a pedestal.
It.
But that's not the case at all. I think if I'm to give any credit to this, it has to really go to like so many things. I've just worked in an industry that requires me to articulate myself for a very long time, and I've also been to therapy, which also forced me to articulate blah 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 blah. Can I talk?
Great timing.
Which also, no, for real. While I'm talking about being able to articulate things, I just like brain malfunctioned. So and I'm also older, so that is, that's just that.
But I do think it's an important skill.
I agree. I remember this is like one of the first conversations we talked about. Where, do you remember? We were in like the streaming, we were still doing like public lobbies, and then we were like, people should like communicate better, but then I think you were making an argument that people should also listen better. The other way, I think I was saying people should listen more, and you were saying people should talk better.
Just think about that still. Yeah.
Full circle moment today. Anyway.
Full circle.
I'm going to do like a full circle moment counter. Ding.
It does help.
Okay, so this is actually the last question. What is one achievement you'd be most proud of as a creator?
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. I really should have looked at that answer before, huh? More. I think it is, even though I'm chasing this feeling of nothing I make is good enough, which is fine. That's absolutely fine. It would be kind of awesome to like be able to look back at it and saying it was all worth it, because I never followed school along that much, and I dropped out, and sometimes I think about like what would have happened. I mean, it's not like I regret it. I'm sure it will pay off eventually, but when will that be? And can I like realistically say that it was all worth it? That is what I'm looking for, I guess. I would love to be able to say like, oh man, I'm glad I did all those really, really stupid things I would never suggest anyone else to do, and then be able to pull it off anyway and have all the things I want.
This is so funny because the next creator that comes on told me pretty much the same thing word for word, except he's been streaming for 5 years and he does feel that way. I think one of the first things Ken told me is that, oh right, I did a bunch of things that a VTuber should never do in their career and I still survived. So just give it time, I think. Just give it time.
Yeah, it will take time, and that's
maybe
fine.
You'd enjoy the chat with Ken as well on the 15th.
I'll make sure to look at it. Yeah, for sure. Why not?
Yeah. I think I mentioned to you earlier that every time I am towards the end of the session, I like to kind of turn tables and let you ask me questions that you would like me to answer. So, it is your turn.
So you stopped working and you have a dream you were chasing, and I'm very curious what that dream is. I'm like, where do you see this going? Yeah.
I was not chasing a dream. This is all, it just happened. I feel like I very much stumbled upon everything. I have always been a person that operated with a list of things I don't want to do. Things, people, like personality traits that I don't want to develop. Opinions that I think are garbage. And this has been the way that I have navigated the world for like a really, really long time. Like I have always looked at people and thought, that's someone I never want to be. That's something I never want to do. And this has really helped shape the person I am. I have never like looked to a person and thought I want to be like them. I've always looked at people and thought I don't want to be like that guy. And I have lived my life by a process of elimination. I'm not interested in this. I'm not interested in that, and have kind of progressed. So I think by that process of elimination, I am here where I am right now. I have, I finished my degree. I worked at very many companies. I met a lot of people. I made a lot of good friends that still see me, that still support me. And I think even quitting my job was really more of a process of elimination. I was like, okay, this sucks. Off you go. Off with your head. And to be fair, to be really, really honest and genuine, out of all the things I have done in my life, this right now feels the best, is the easiest to do, and I love the most. So I feel like by my process of elimination, I have just arrived here. I have not chased a dream. And I think one of the very first things I told you was like, oh, I just like do whatever the fuck I want. And that's me right now. And I have to tell you, it feels so fucking good. This is great.
That is pretty badass, to be fair.
Yeah. And like I fully realize the like what's the word? I fully realize the like how what's the word? Like privileged. Yes, that is a word. I really realized how privileged I sound. And I don't think this is because I am smart or I am better or I am whatever the fuck. It was just stumbling upon things. I stumbled upon skills that I have like enjoyed honing. I stumbled upon my career. I stumbled upon Felix, who is my family, my partner, the love of my life. And even these opportunities, like even Twitch, I stumbled upon. I don't think I have ever chased anything. I've just walked and found myself places.
You know what's weird? I am somehow, I'm somehow not satisfied with that answer. Don't get me wrong. I find it totally badass that you are doing what you want, but like, damn, like, how, like you're doing stuff constantly that you might not know if you like doing it because you are taking you're just taking stuff that you don't like and just removing them.
Yes.
So, considering that, there must be like a place you imagine yourself in that might be the most ideal for you.
I think if I was to kind of speak objectives, I would like to. Okay, so that is really genuinely my philosophy, right? That it really is how I operate. But I am also a very analytical, technical, goals-oriented person. So if this would make you more satisfied, I do make goals that are like very realistic. I have like a budget that I try to feed, like, you know, those things are also done and straightforward. And I think you appreciate this about me as well. Because like, oh, wow, okay, you have everything planned out. That's true. I do plan things. So goals-wise for me, this year I have pretty much dedicated to VTubing. I'm going to work at it as if it's my job, and I do that. I sit on my computer and I do my daily tasks. And I think for end of this year, I would really like to see some like satisfiable growth. And the reason why I say satisfiable growth is I would like to be above average trend-wise for performance of platforms, if that makes sense to you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Absolutely.
Yes, so that is my goal. And I think as long as I feel like this is sustainable, I would like to continue to do it next year. And it all really depends on this year. And I've given myself plenty of time, again, going back to realizing how privileged I am to be able to do that. And I have to say, if it doesn't work, I don't think I will, like, I think I want to say that I won't feel bad. I'll just move on to do the next thing. But I think I will really, really miss this because I mentioned earlier, this was like the thing I did that I enjoyed the most. That doesn't feel like a job. That doesn't feel like clocking in the hours. That feels like I want to do this, so I do it. And I enjoy this with like every fucking fiber in my body. And if I have to move away, I will really, really miss this time. Like, even now, I haven't spent the year, like, even though I've given myself the time, I haven't spent the year yet. But even now, I, like, just feel so good about things that I have done so far. And I will like, really, really miss being able to do whatever the fuck I want.
I think you deserve it, though.
But yeah, does this satisfy you?
I think it's totally fair to say it's privilege.
Answer-wise.
Yeah, no, that is definitely satisfactory.
Good.
That is good.
When I finish my brand plan, I'll share it with you exclusively.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
That would be very exciting, actually.
My one regret of January, I would like to finish that.
No worries. Okay. You deserve it, to be fair.
Thank you. So, I would like to once again thank you so much for being here. I hope it wasn't too nerve-wracking.
Thank you for inviting me. It was a little nerve-wracking, but that's fine.
Well, in that case,
We pulled through.
I'd like
we pulled through.
I'd like to tell you did really, really well.
Thank you. I tried my best. I do want to, I do really think it's important to be able to articulate yourself well. I feel like I was verb vomiting quite a lot, which is fine.
Which
I'll
is
get there,
a part of
would
VTubing,
love-
right? Yapping is part of that.
Yeah, of course. But
Yeah.
what's better about like being a content creator is just being able to put more power into your words, like for what you're saying to have like more meaning, I guess. Because if you're verb vomiting constantly, not a lot of people find it attractive, and it might be even waste time.
I don't
It
know.
might not make sense.
I think you should take the pressure off yourself, because I think time and place for everything. I think if you want to stream like
of course. It's not a
6
big
hours
deal.
a day, you can't bring value for all of those 6 hours. I think for me personally, I try to pack a lot of punch to this program, but the rest of it is just entertainment.
Yeah, of course. It's definitely entertainment at the end of the day.
Oh, we have ODD Bandit telling us that it was very good. Bandit, I'm gonna keep calling you Bandit, because like ODD Bandit is a mouthful. So you're Bandit from now on. Thank you for saying that it was very good. Please pay
Thank you.
our Magnanimous guest, Matt, a compliment. If you have not followed them, I would like for you to do that. If you found him entertaining, if you think his projects are interesting, if you'd give me a moment, I'd like to give you a shout out. Here we go.
Thank you. That's great. I appreciate it. But don't forget to give Sajini like all your money.
Oh wait, you're not in
of
the.
course.
You're not showing up here. How do I do this now? If you're not here, what do I say? Somebody taught me earlier.
Like at Matulives, no, probably.
No, it's called not a shout out. It's called something else. Mr. Meow, can I kindly summon you? If you are here, please tell me what the fuck to type. It's not called a shout out. It's called something else. But you know what? I can just send your Twitch link here,
Of course.
because I have links enabled. There we go.
Meow in chat. Mr. Meow.
Hello, Mr. Meow. What do I type to not give someone a shout out if they're not in the chat? Cause I did that for Soviet Womber some time ago. I think you helped me do that. It's not called a shout out. It's called something else. I forget. But here we are. This is the link to Matt. Please go show them some support. If you don't mind dropping them a follow, please do that. He's a good friend of mine, and I hope maybe I see you around in my VR streams again, because I will actually do them more.
I'm sure you will. Gotta pick up the VR more often as well. Gotta make all this hardware worth it. Jesus.
So yeah, thank you very much for being here and your answers. I appreciate you taking up the offer, and I think it was a bit overdue. And we waited, even though I had asked Matt to join me until he was finished with his model, so that we can have him in the promotions and we don't have to hide like a version that'll come up later or something of the sort. What do you mean not shout out? So yeah, I don't know, like it's like shout out, but it's for people that aren't in the chat right now. It's called something else. Like that's what I did for Soviet Wombo. I was like, hey, check out this guy. So not shout out, but some other thing that you do. But yeah, so do you have any closing words on your end?
Closing words, and never take advice from people who you wouldn't also take criticism from. Always be open and honest with your friends, with strangers. Stay true to yourself, stay authentic. And yeah, I think that's pretty good. If you follow that, then you'll resolve like 99% of your life problems. Easy peasy.
Life problems.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll guarantee you it.
Oh, Matt guaranteed as well. All right, Matt, on that note, thank you so much for being a part of the program today. And we can call it a wrap. However...
Yeah, thank you for inviting me.
I am not ending stream right now. Surprise! Surprise! Surprise, motherfuckers! I'm not ending stream. Hello! Surprise 9-hour stream again.
Oh, good
Oh,
luck.
this isn't still a shout out. You can shout out people not in the chat. No, I can't. It doesn't show up. Just make Mr. Meow mod already.
Nice.
I will talk about this. Okay. Good Q&A.
Good
Thank
luck.
you so much, and thank you everyone who tuned in.
Good
But
questions, yeah.
yes, so I will not end stream I will not end stream because I will continue to play Minecraft now, because I just finished building a VTuber over the last 9-hour unsuspecting stream. And I want to. I've also discovered a new feature here on TikTok. Did I just call Twitch TikTok? Going to hell. Bye.
TikTok, yeah, you did.
Anyway, I have returned. On Twitch, you can do this thing called highlights and create series. And I really very badly want to have like my own hardcore Minecraft world. So, I will do that. So I do need a little bit of a break to get that set up. Shout out! It did work. Is that how it goes? Anyway, this is okay because I already solved this problem. But it is not. It wasn't called a shout out before. I'm not sure. Anyway. So I'm gonna shortly put the Be Right Back screen on, and there is a little bit more to be done on the back end to change like the title of the stream and the game that I am playing. All of that will happen over the next and yes, fishing will be back. Fishing will come back. You can look forward to it. But yes, thank you so much for Bandit for the 5 gifted subs earlier, and thank you so much Bilal for the community sub, and Bandit again for the bits. Thank you so much. You guys have been so supportive. And those of you on TikTok, thank you so much for watching. If you did watch it so far, thank you for tuning in over on TikTok. But I will end stream on TikTok and move on to Twitch. If you are watching me on TikTok right now, come on over to Twitch. We have fishing. Okay. On that note, I would like to call it a day. For Bit by Bit.
Been a pleasure, everyone.
Goodbye. Goodbye, Mad.
Goodbye.
Have a nice night. Thank you so much for coming on.
I wish you a nice night as well. I'll see you later again, I'm sure.
Yes, of course.
Good luck with your stream.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're
Great
most
Q&A,
welcome.
by the way. Thank you so much.
Stay safe, everybody, and stay in school. Stay in school. Stay in school.
Give me a minute. Oh, give me a minute. I need to set this up. Oh, what was that ding dong sound? Oh, Bilal, thank you for the rose over on TikTok as well. Goodbye. Goodbye to TikTok. Yes, so new hardcore Minecraft world. Here we go.